yet, but we're streaming because I promised people would be on at 9, and gosh dang it, we're on at 9. Yep. That's exactly right. Please enjoy this short video of Jake being resized and positioned. This is... Yeah, it's almost... Oh my gosh, you guys should definitely talk about that to fill the space while I get this set up. Jake just like gets in his car, drives over, and backhands Matt. Yeah. Hit me with your best shot. We are, though. It's... Nice. I need to make sure I have the chat visible here. Heyo. Yo, Jake is going off right now, you guys. Nice. Wash, where'd you go? Oh, there you are. Nice. I don't think your audio is going to the stream yet. Yeah, I'm doing it. I just don't think it's there right now.
Well, shout out to all of the deaf people. I mean, yeah, all the deaf people out there who can read lips.
They should be able to hear you now. Yeah, heyo. Okay.
But yeah, I don't know. I think I'm excited for it. I think it looks like it has high potential to be really fun and really great. I was talking to my brother and my dad about it a little bit, like we were texting about it because they're both into D&D as well. And something that we kind of came up with as maybe our biggest worry is like they might get too excited and try to establish like a whole series or a cinematic universe really quickly with this, because the world of like Forgotten Realms is a great like setting for a cinematic universe or a series of D&D adventure movies. And we were like, well, hopefully they concentrate on making this movie a good movie, and then like if there's sequels, they'll spawn off of that versus like you know, focusing too hard on setting up sequels and spin-offs and such.
Sorry to interrupt your flow because you're like in a flow right now, but I just wanted to acknowledge first-time chatter, Will of the Wisp. Welcome. We are pleased to have you.
Welcome, Will of the Wisp.
This sounds familiar.
Yeah.
Are you first-time chatter? Yeah.
This is a first-time chatter, but it is someone who you know. It is Mrs. Pugs is Will of the Wisp. Hanging out with us in the chat for the first time, all caught up.
Because she got caught up on the podcast.
Heyo.
Hi, Ari.
Right? Ari,
Wow.
It's my wife, but it's sort of your wife. That's a long-standing joke. Okay, how is audio balance, chat? Can you hear the other four at the same volume as you can hear me? Is it working for you? Working for your life?
Is it working? Can you hear me at the same volume as him?
Can you hear me as the same volume?
Do you hear what I hear?
Dude, I don't. This is the part where we awkwardly wait for the latency.
Shivers in the cold.
I am a super supportive spouse who definitely didn't make a Twitch account for the first time this week.
Same.
I choose to believe you.
Yeah, we all choose to believe you. I know you're a super
supportive spouse. I can't believe Trevor is also Josh's super supportive spouse who also just made a Twitch account this week.
Yeah, I just made a Twitch account, guys.
Nice.
Trevor, how supportive?
Ari says it sounds good. And that if it's
Awesome.
good enough for Ari, it's good enough for everyone.
Yeah, there you go.
There it is.
It's laid out.
Yep.
That's Josh's motto for life.
Do you
Before
have the
Go ahead, sorry.
chat rewards off?
I have done absolutely nothing regarding chat rewards,
Okay.
actually. So that's that.
Who needs chat rewards?
I know, right? Who needs them? I also need to make. Oh dear. Okay.
Oh
Sorry.
dear.
I'm just having I'm having an audio experience right now. I mean, audio is
the
fine.
Chat rewards are
but
good right now. It's just highlight my message, new here, hydrate, unlock
That's
random
fine.
sub emote.
Sorry, chat. We're gonna go without the interactive rewards for tonight because we are.
I don't have my water bottle.
You can tell that it's a tree because of the way that it is.
We are your interactive rewards tonight.
Throwback for anyone who's seen that
Aw.
video. But mine.
I like trees.
I like turtles.
You know,
Spoilers.
that's a classic.
I
It
like
is a
sharks.
classic. I think it's a classic.
Shark Week. When is Shark Week on
I
Discovery?
think
Let me
it already
Google this.
happened.
Dang it, I missed it.
I think it happens about once a month.
Matt, get out
I
of here
mean,
with
on
that.
on Disney Plus, Nat Geo had their shark stuff come out.
Shark
So I
Week
s-
2022. When is it? Let me look at the schedule on
Ari, it is pretty neat.
discovery.com.
You're right. Okay. Well, we got this thing and we got that thing. I'm gonna put that over my face. I'm putting the chat
Yes.
over my face.
Yo!
Chat, you're that much more important
Shark
to
Week
me.
starts in 3
Whoa.
days.
Oh,
What?
Go!
The timing.
The timing's perfect.
Yeah, tune back
How'd
for
you know?
Jake's Shark Week reaction stream.
I will be reviewing every program of Shark Week throughout the
Hey,
week
I'll
of September
join you.
24th through 7:30. We will start with Great White Battleground, move our way all the way through to Shark Robber at the very end.
Wow.
Love that. Wow.
I mean-
On Monday, look forward to Jake running the shark-themed one-shot.
Yeah. And then on
We're all
Tuesday, look
sharks.
forward to us analyzing the shark-themed one-shot. Love that. Actually, there on Monday, we might be live on Wash's channel. I didn't ask him about that first. I was gonna. I think I
Wait,
forgot
what?
to do it. But we might be doing Tavern Talk on his channel next Monday. I don't know. I was
He's
gonna
like,
offer it. I was
"Excuse
just gonna
me?"
see if he wanted it, because this is Tavern Talk next Monday. So I was just gonna see if he wanted it, but I forgot to. So now we're just figuring it out. We're doing it live. All right, should we play some Dungeons and Dragons, you guys? Should we maybe do
I
that?
think we should.
Okay.
Briefly,
Also,
I want to mention that there is a Shark Week program on Monday called Air Jaws Top Guns. So,
Nice.
wow, that's a line.
What does that even mean?
Air
I
Jaws,
don't
Top
know, but it's
Gun.
right before Jaws versus Kraken. So
Jaws versus Kraken?
What is going on in Shark Week?
Yeah,
It's
for
Shark Week,
real.
Matt. It's all
All
about
right,
the sharks.
Anyway,
Shark Week,
I'll
Shark
stop.
Week. Okay. Yeah, stop, Jake. Just stop. All right. We pick up today directly after the events of our last session. The four of you, having just reconnected over the construct that Zothkug destroyed, are headed back to Clan Tructa to reunite with your Cypher Truck and Timmy and Tommy, who you find have been diligently protecting it. They have not stolen anything. They have not run away. The dice have favored you. Even better, the bazaar is open for a little shopping. You have about 1,000 standard Wingle digits in your sort of communal coffers that are sitting in the Cypher Truck. And as a reminder, they are also your funds for using the ciphers in the Cypher Truck, so keep that in mind. Now, the bazaar is 2 pavilions, and each of those is at least 300 shins long, maybe even a little bit longer, with small vendor tables in them. And this is a meeting point of vendors from all over Urada. We are at the border point between the northern wilds, which make the next area of land to your east inhospitable, and then to the west of you is the Acid Corridor. So this is where everybody is coming to trade things. And what I mean by that is there's a lot of stuff available here. Everything from dirt folk key lime pie to decorative swords crafted in the dwarven queendom of Gaim to various ciphers at a table with the Bright World Company logo on it. And if you want to, you all may now do some shopping. I know for sure Zothkug wants to go shopping. So Zoth, tell me about what you would like to purchase. Let's work that out first.
So Zoth would love to have some diamonds worth at least 300 gold pieces. I don't know what the conversion from gold to Wingle is in the world. You said you'd tell me
2
the
to 1.
conversion rate.
Two standard Wingle digits to 1 gold piece.
So it'll be
150.
Yes.
150 Wingle digits for a 300 gold diamond.
Yes. So now you're
That is
looking
not
for
300
150
divided by
Wingle
2.
digit diamond. Yeah.
Diamond, yes. Okay.
I'm out.
Because one of the spells I have is Revivify, and I need a diamond for that. And I think it'll be very useful for us to have. That way, in case anyone goes down in the middle of combat, Zoth can revive them.
I was gonna say, I think Revivify even works. Like the point of Revivify is like you've failed all your death saves, like you're dead.
Yeah,
Right,
yeah. After that,
Dead,
if I
dead.
Yeah.
can't heal them back.
You don't actually
And how
qualify to be
many-
revived until you're the whole way dead.
Yes.
That's what I thought.
You have to be. You have to
Chat
be
says
all
the
dead,
acid
not
corridor
mostly
sounds like
dead.
a good place for Zoth. Okay. Sorry, go ahead,
It's a
Sarah.
vibe.
So you said we have 1,000.
Mm-hmm.
So I think getting 2 would suffice,
All right.
and then
Hmm.
and then Zoth will approach Fox and be like, "Hey, Foxman, do you think you could get a deal on these diamonds, or maybe get us an extra one or something?"
Zoth, are you asking what I think you just asked?
I'm asking you to barter.
Sure. I could barter.
You want me to barter, right?
Yeah, you want me to barter.
So you find a stall that is staffed by one of the jewelers of Gaim, and they have a nice spread of precious stones and things in front of them. And as you walk up, hello for the fine gentleman with the lovely hat. What can I get for you today?
I'll be speaking on his behalf.
Oh, one of those purchasers. Rubs his hands excitedly. What can I get for your liege today?
Yeah, see, we're quite in a hurry. So we do want to try to, get things sorted out in a quick manner here at the stall rather than, take all day figuring this out. We're going to need, I think, something that's going to it'd be furable if we could find something nice and large and round. It doesn't have to be cut necessarily. We have some jewelers in contacts that we might be able to get in touch with to cut it. So actually, we probably prefer it raw. And yeah, I don't know, roughly about the size of a fist. We're willing to spend about 150 wingle digits per.
Well, expeditious speed does sometimes increase prices a bit, but let me see what I can do for you. And the salesperson pulls out a little cloth roll up of different, stones and things, rolls it out. Now here we have a lovely raw uncut pink diamond. And, this diamond I could offer you for merely 200 wingle digits.
I'm going to go over to Zoth and whisper, all right, how many diamonds do we want? And, don't worry about the price. I'll figure that out. But how many do we want?
Ideally one for each of us, but
Gotcha. Okay. All right. After speaking with my liege, is that all you have here?
Oh, no, we have lots of other diamonds, of course. If pink's not your color, perhaps you would prefer this pure one. And he holds up another one. Now, this one's, of course, a little more expensive. It's a slightly larger rock. When he holds up, and this diamond is going to be about 300 wingle digits. And then I have here a diamond that this one's a little bit under your, it's actually within your budget. This is only 100 wingle digits for this diamond. But it is, you see, there's some slight imperfections on the sides here.
Is Alan around here?
Sure.
Okay.
Sure.
if you came with us,
Okay, Alan's been standing off to the side a little bit, and he'll go up to Matt oh my gosh, go up to Zoth and Fox and say, well, do you have any like lesser gems, like something 50 wingle digits? Doesn't have to be a diamond.
Yes, of course I do. Are you all together? Should we make this a purchase? Maybe we can bundle a little bit together.
Yes, that would be perfect. Alan will lean over to Fox and Zoth and say, if we, it's not as important as a revivify. However, if we get a gem that's worth at least 50 wingle digits, I can use it to create a homunculus servant, as I was speaking about previously. I think it could be handy to have just a little friend to help us around with maybe tending the cart or things like that.
hey Josh,
I have
That's
just
fair,
the thing
that's
for
fair.
you. How about these 2 lovely matching amethysts? And he holds up some amethysts. These are merely 60 wingle digits each.
I would only need one. I don't necessarily need both of them.
Are you sure? They are a matching set. They go lovely together.
I'm pretty sure. Thank you, though.
Okay. That's one amethyst. How about you for the diamonds?
Yes. Can you pull out your whole catalog so we can compare? We prefer the rough cuts and or imperfections. Like I said, we're in contact with jewelers. We can solve those perfections.
Well, you understand, this is a very difficult place to travel to, with, the northern wilds being as inhospitable as they are between here and Gaim. This is the full catalog of diamonds that we have with us.
Ah, I see.
Zoth wants to tap Fox on the shoulder real quick. Pull
All right,
him out.
We go in a little huddle. What's up?
So I was just refocusing, and it's not actually. I don't need one diamond worth 150 wingle digits. I just need a accumulation of diamonds worth 150 for each of us.
Okay.
If that might
Okay.
make it easier, or
Can I appraise these diamonds with my limited experience as being a thief?
Sure you can, but you'll roll it at disadvantage. Roll an
That's
insight
fair.
check at disadvantage.
I'm sure the only times I've ever known the value of diamonds is how much I could get it fenced.
Yeah,
So-
well, and also you, the rogue who grew up in the hippie commune. Like,
Right. D20 ran away. Get back here.
What's the color of our exterior of our cart, by the way? Have we ever
it's
talked
mostly
about
chrome, but your logo is green.
that? Okay, good to know.
The same
That
emerald
actually fits
green that's on
perfectly.
Zothkug's clothes.
So what am I rolling for this?
Insight.
insight.
This is 6.
You are pretty sure these are all like they're fine. They're probably worth about what he's saying. He's probably giving you accurate
Okay.
prices. They're not like super high dollar diamonds, but they're not like, they're certainly not knockoff diamonds. He wouldn't sell you knockoffs.
So just to review, we've got the pink, we've got the imperfection one, and we've got the larger one.
Yes.
Okay, 200, 300, and 100.
Yes.
I'm gonna go back to Zoth and huddle. I'm just whispering to you to make it look like we're deliberating.
Right.
All right,
That's cool, man.
make a sour look. Make your face look sour, like you're displeased. Hey, I'm gonna nod my head now. Okay. All right, I'm gonna turn back. It looks like my liege. I'm gonna lean in as if though to whisper away from Zoth towards the merchant. My liege just isn't very convinced. These are really worth these full prices. I could probably go with like a 5% less than what you're going for.
Roll persuasion with disadvantage.
Remember that time when I was like rolling all of the high rolls and the nat 20s?
Yeah.
Those were good times. I rolled in that one.
Well, as I
Dang.
have the only supply of diamonds between here and Gaim, your liege is going to have to either accept the prices or, hike and get his own somewhere else.
I understand. I'm gonna go one more time. Go huddle with Zoth. All right. Yeah, it's either this or nothing. I can't talk him
I
down.
mean, we don't need all three if that's too much for us to spend. I don't know what other people want to buy, but we could just take one or two, and hopefully we don't die on our way.
How much do we have on us?
You have
1,000.
1,000 total.
Let's take the cheaper one
We
because
take the 300 one that we could just split it in half, and it'll count as 2.
oh, you're right.
Alan will lean in and be like, do you have the equipment required for splitting diamonds in half?
I thought you would.
Alan will like look at his axe of giant slaying. And like,
We'll figure it out.
if Alan rolls like intelligence, will he like figure out whether whether he can split a diamond with that?
Alan the Artificer knows that his axe of giant slaying is not sufficient. Also, Alan the Artificer, who sort of understands the construction and engineering of things, gets the sense as he kind of appraises his axe of giant slaying that as an older relic that like was kind of discarded and then pulled back out, like it's starting to show some wear and tear, and it may not last too many more combats. Alan gets the sense that
Dang.
perhaps someone forgot to provide this detail in the session where it was found, and so it's lasted a lot longer than it was expected to in the game. But it is starting to like really show its age, you know, as a relic weapon.
Wow, it's looking all of a sudden really rusty. Alan, do you think you should maybe do something about that?
I think that would
Maybe you
be...
could like tune it up a little bit.
Yes, I do think that would be a good
think-
usage of my time after, and then he'll hold up the emerald like after.
I swear,
get
I
this
almost
homunculus
heard
going.
like a sizzling, and all this rust just grew on it.
It was very rapid.
Can you not split diamonds, Alan?
No, I do. You need a diamond to split diamonds. We need at least another diamond that we could fashion into a blade, and then that diamond could split the diamonds.
I have this picture in my head of you getting the cheaper diamond and the 300 Wingle Digit diamond, and Alan balancing them on top of each other and then trying to hit them with the hilt of the axe of giant slaying. Like, just stay there. Oh, it fell over. Just.
I do
Excuse
believe
me?
if we ever get in proximity with Elaine Mollusk again, she will definitely have the equipment necessary to split a diamond. But we would have to wait until then.
Or when we make it to Gaim or wherever else we're going?
Perhaps. I'm not sure exactly what kind of. Well, they would probably have.
Are you
gears
capable of making a diamond tipped blade?
there. With a lot of time and much more resources than we currently have? Yes.
Then I guess we should just go for like the 200 one.
That may be the smartest. Then at least we have one backup. I don't foresee. I mean, with all we've been through so far, none of us have gotten to the point of needing to be taken back from death. So I don't foresee necessarily needing.
Never gonna happen.
I mean, not
Yeah,
never. You shouldn't say
come
never.
I mean, Alan came pretty close in the aboleth fight.
Guys,
is
we
true,
fought
but
an
that
aboleth
wasn't-
and survived. We're fine.
So, my
I
good
just wanna be
fellows, the
safe.
salesperson says, like looking over at you all just huddled there talking. Can I interest
All
you
right,
in a
Fox.
sale? I've got some people lined up here.
Okay. Well, let's just take the larger one.
We can ask him if he can split a diamond.
For a
mm-mm.
fee, I could split
Excuse
a
me.
diamond. I wasn't eavesdropping.
So that's very rude of you.
Well, I was waiting to see if you were going to make a sale or not, and then I thought, what if they're just talking about the weather? And so I checked.
I already got my stuff, and Jeb like swings a little sack over his shoulder.
All right, what kind of fee we talking?
Let me see here. Probably another 300 Wingle Digits.
You can say another 300 Winkle digits to split a diamond.
Yes. It's a complicated
and
procedure.
what- Is
Alan
it?
will lean in and say, yes, it is quite complicated. We would be compensating him for his time, but also the wear and tear on the materials necessary to do so. It is difficult to split a diamond, and once using the blade that he would use to split a diamond, that blade would be significantly worn down, only would have a couple more uses left in it.
Alan, I get the point, Alan. Merchant,
Yes.
I choose to believe you, and we will not be requesting the diamond cut,
A wise
but we
decision.
will take the larger diamond.
the 300 Wingle Digit diamond.
Correct.
Very well. And he holds out his hand for your Wingle Digits.
I go back to Zoth because I'm not trusted probably to carry around that.
It's probably best that I just have it anyway.
Zoth,
Okay.
I need 300 Winkle digits.
I give you 300 Wingle digits.
I see if you can
Dad.
catch. I toss it
He
to the
catches it.
merchant.
Wasn't it 150?
Oh yeah. No, this one was 300 Wingle
Oh.
digits.
This diamond
a
is
big
worth
one.
300. Yeah, it's a big one. He
Big
takes the
boy.
300 Wingle Digits and stows them in a little coin purse and then hands you your diamond and says, "Very good. Have an excellent day." And as you are stowing your new acquisition, Zothkug, I assume putting it somewhere in your pack or maybe in the pot, whatever. As you're doing that, you're kind of walking back towards the cipher truck. Makar rides up to you, his face looking strained. My friend, he booms at Owlin. I am pleased to see your company whole again, but unfortunately there is a matter to which we must... And he's cut off by another imperious voice. Are you the adventuring company known as Four Guys Ventures and Vibes? As several city guardsmen surround you, a woman wearing a strange silver medallion walks up to you. Makar leans in close and whispers, She is one of the counselors to the steward of Cantrukta.
Yes, we are indeed Four Guys, Ventures, and Vibes.
You stand accused of some serious things, travelers. Grand larceny, destruction of property, she checks her notes, disturbing the peace. This is Sheriff Greenvale from Tumbleweb, come to collect you and bring you back to face trial for your crimes. A young gnome woman walks forward in the familiar, at least to Jeb, uniform of a Tumbleweb sheriff. The very sight of her makes your chest feel tight, uneasy. Alan, what is it about her appearance that is so unsettling? Could it be a scar, a cruel weapon at her hip? What is it that's just so on edge?
The fact that she never blinks.
She never blinks. She stares like she's piercing through you. Yes, I am here to return you so you may face justice for your crimes.
Well, that's slander.
Makar, standing next to you, also seems distressed. This man is my friend. He is a man of character. You cannot simply accuse... Tell them, Owlin. Tell them.
Do not to worry. We are an honest business, and we do not take these accusations lightly. But we will sort them out. We do have business we would like to attend to, so we would appreciate it if it was sorted out with haste. But yes, we are not afraid of accusations, as we can prove that we are an honest business and honest people running it.
Very well. So you will return to Tumbleweb with me to face your charges?
Yes.
Jeb,
what kind of timetable is this?
Jeb, as you address her for the first time, you kind of get the sense that something's wrong with her badge. She has the sheriff's badge like pinned to her hip, like all the sheriffs do, but it's not quite the right shape, or something's off. Maybe a manufacturing defect, but something about it doesn't seem right to you. Well, it would probably
Can
be
I
a
make
few
an
weeks of
investigation check too?
You can make a perception.
Sorry, I didn't
Investigation is hands-on, but yeah, you can make a perception.
So this is not the time to talk.
If you will come back with me to Tumbleweb, we will expedite the process as much as possible. I'm sure lots of people in the city would like to see this come to a close quickly.
Well, I mean, I'm sure, as you know, we are a company, and we have a legal department to sort these matters out.
But the
This is
accusations were
true.
formed against you before you incorporated as a company. It is the four of you who are on this poster. She holds up another wanted poster with the four of you on it, and then the logo underneath. She closes it again.
Is there any way to sort a matter like this out remotely? For example, here?
No, I'm afraid you will need to come back to Tumbleweb with me. Jeb,
Is
what
there
did
any
you roll?
way for...
I rolled an 8.
Okay, yeah. It seems off, but you're not sure exactly why.
Is there any way for us to send a representative? Perhaps just a lawyer of some kind, and we will either remain here or remain in contact.
As I have said, the accusations
over
are
the
against you
proceedings?
and not your company, and so it will need to be you personally who accompany me. We will have several police officers escort you. Jeb, you immediately latch on to the word police officers because they only have sheriffs and deputies in Tumbleweb.
Yeah, that's something's feeling a little off.
What if the Abloy is controlling her?
That's why you don't say yes immediately.
Do you mind if we have a moment to discuss among ourselves? We do have some things to sort out on our end, business matters that we would need to send correspondence for and whatnot. Do you mind if we have a private meeting and then join you for the journey back to Tumbleweb?
You may discuss. I will wait here. And she stands there. You are surrounded by the guardsmen still. Like, they don't make any space for you to walk away, but you can discuss amongst yourselves.
All right.
Makar
Huddle.
leans
Huddle.
down and whispers to you guys, This is baseless accusation. I will go and speak with the steward. And he rides off to try and convince the steward to intervene.
I appreciate that.
All right,
All
all
right.
right.
Business
Cypher truck?
huddle.
We get in the cipher truck and we go. We just book it, right? That's the plan. That's my plan. Everybody else got a better plan?
So
Wouldn't
when
that
we
hurt the
huddle,
reputation of our company?
I imagine that Jeb's in the middle and everybody else is kind of like pointing down at him because
Okay.
he's not big enough to take a side. I would like to discreetly cast Detect Magic and see if I see anything flare up on her.
Sure. Cast it with a. You can choose whether you'd like to roll stealth to do it stealthily or concentration to like concentrate while you do it stealthily. I mean constitution to concentrate while you do it stealthily.
Maybe sleight of hand if it involves like gesticulating.
It's
Yeah,
verbal
you're
and somatic.
gesticulating.
Got it.
13.
Okay. You cast
I
Detect
rolled a
Magic.
Constitution save.
Great. You cast Detect Magic, and it takes a little more focus than you're used to because you're trying to like keep it out of sight. You're literally surrounded by people, and you're like, I don't want them to see.
Or
But you
making
cast
conversation to try to hide that he's doing that. We're like,
You-
oh yes,
you
we
cast
should sort
Detect
that out.
Magic, and you don't detect any magic at this point in time coming from the sheriff, the sheriff who is visiting from Tumbleweb. You do get, I mean, there's a general sense of some magics inside of Clan Tructa, but they have a hall of artifacts, so it's probably those.
So, like I said,
Something's wrong, guys. She was saying that she mentioned police. We don't call them the police. And something, I can't put my finger on it, but something's off about her badge. It's like the shape, the design. I'm not sure what, but something is definitely not above board here.
okay,
With Jib
okay.
pointing it out, could I look at it and see if I could tell what is wrong?
No, because you don't know Tumbleweb well enough. Like, you don't have the sheriff's badge there memorized or
Right.
anything. He grew up around it.
Okay.
I have a new idea.
I also looked for some, any magical presence. I thought maybe we could like find a charm on her if like the aboleths had possessed her or something,
I
but
think
I'm not getting any reads on her.
I
Okay.
do believe the aboleth usually is like using psionics, which I am not sure if is like a magical spell necessarily. It's more like using psychic energy, like brain
Yeah.
waves or.
I think
whatever.
the only thing that so far, the only test is the bonking.
All right, guys.
Yes, that is true.
Got a plan. All right.
We could bonk her.
I say we
That is
bonker.
quite
We
possible.
flip the whole situation on her. She's probably by herself. These are the city guardsmen, right? So if we can just put enough doubt that they don't want to back her up necessarily, they probably just don't want to get involved anymore. I think we can at least handle her one-on-one and just get out of here. If she's not actually a sheriff, as you say, we can. Actually, it
would
doesn't
be a
matter.
strategy for that?
Well, we start pointing out flaws and details.
Well, if she's not an actual Tumbleweb authority, I could whip up some crazy gobbledygook, sheriff's code, and ask her what she thinks about it, and then say, "Hey, that's not a thing." Like try to cause some
Ooh.
suspicion.
Okay.
Or I could get I could get my little guy, my little arms and legs dude, and have him bonk her, and then blame it on that thing.
Blame it on the bonk.
Yeah.
I say we do both.
Okay.
I believe we should start off with the legal gobbledygook, follow it up with the fact that the inconsistencies with her badge and with the terminology, and bonk as a third resort.
As you turn
Yes.
back, you can hear Makar still like arguing with the clan steward, who has so far just been watching the exchange, and he's going, This group of adventurers has recently helped us recover priceless heirlooms for our clan. We can't betray that." Okay, continue.
We would like to ask you, Sheriff, a question.
Of course.
Jeb, you may.
Oh yeah, I thought you were good. Yeah, so according to Precinct 45B, Article 1 of the Sheriff Code, you're not allowed to do this. He doesn't know what he's talking about. But I'm
Not
sure
allowed to
you
do what
very
exactly?
well know.
Extradition.
Incarcerate us without reasonable cause.
Yes, in that exact same section, however, on the next page, it does mention that once the people who are accused of such a crime have exited the premises of the tunnel system, they are outside of jurisdiction, and there's a completely different process for extraditing those accused. And this is obviously not. You are not supposed to come here. You are supposed to send courier message to the last known location, and contact the authorities that way. And yeah, anyway, that's this is obviously not protocol.
Roll charisma with advantage, Alan, with everybody backing you up, since you were the last one who spoke.
My grandpa Cole was a sheriff, and he taught me all about this.
Second.
You are wrong. We are right.
Charisma with advantage, is that what you said?
Yeah.
Okay. Ooh, what's my charisma modifier? 9. But what, with everyone backing me up?
Yeah.
Does that mean I get...
Well, that's what the advantage was, right? Like, was
Oh.
everyone backing you up? But I'll let
Dang.
Jeb roll it as well because he said that thing about his grandfather. So Jeb, just roll a normal one, just straight
okay,
charisma.
cool.
We'll see if that's any better.
Great charisma.
This
Oof,
is all on you.
I'm trying to help.
not great.
Oh,
Not great.
no. I got a 9 and you got...
12.
Hey, that's better than 9.
Ooh.
The steward speaks for the first time in your engagement with each other. The steward says, "Well, if that were the case, surely this sheriff is merely functioning as the courier and has come to me, the local authority. You'll note that it is us who have currently held you in place to face your accusations."
Yes, this would be the case if it were not in doubt that this were a sheriff. Is that right, Jeb?
That's right. It's a little out of sorts that one would refer to themselves as the police, because we don't have police in Tumbleweb. I'm a Tumbleweb native, and we refer to them as the lawfolk and the sheriffs.
Jeb, roll persuasion with
so-
advantage.
Fox will just nod his head continuously.
That is an 18.
Let's go.
Yeah.
The steward turns to the sheriff for the first time with a little bit of doubt on her face and says, "Is this so?" and kind of squints at them. "Which sheriff were you again?" That was Sheriff Alex Greenvale, counselor, and I can assure you that these adventurers tore up our city. They left in the night like sneak thieves. We have evidence that they robbed one of our most wealthy residents, and she stands ready to press charges, and we also suspect them of robbing a bank. As she says the robbing a bank thing, around you, vendors begin slowly like pulling their wares towards them on the tables, like kind of sliding them back and away from you guys.
We have evidence that the person that you accuse us of stealing from was drugging and capturing and kidnapping party guests, which is why we intervened and saved their party guests. You may have noticed a mass exodus of folk from their house as we were exiting. That was the people that we saved. They were literally trapped in rooms, tied up by that person's bodyguards, and taken to a creepy basement in the sewers. And we
also have
saved them.
a character witness of the Princess of Gaim.
This is correct. As well as Elaine Mollusk, who we saved.
The steward,
I believe we have undoubtable proof. Your Honor.
The counselor, I should say. The counselor looks between the two parties and then says, "It is important for us, as Clan Truckta, to respect and honor those who have served us so substantially. But it is also important not to strain our relations with Tumbleweb. As we are outside the village walls, perhaps we will simply turn away and allow you to resolve this dispute as you will, Sheriff." And as the counselor says that, all of the city guards like back off from you and lower their weapons, and the sheriff gets this sour look on her face, like she realizes what's happening here. It's a very diplomatic exit from the strategy, and she can't fight all of you on her own. "If you wish to lodge a complaint with the steward for my service, you are, of course, welcome to do so within the village." And then the counselor just turns around and walks off. And as the guardsmen follow her, Alex Greenvale looks towards you, and she kind of narrows her eyes, and she goes, "We're not done here." And then she like slips off into the crowd.
Oh.
I think when you leave, that means we're done. Goodbye.
I do believe in that case we should not dilly-dally here. We should
On our way.
leave as soon as we can.
Man, I wanted some trinkets, but no, you're right. You're right.
Do you believe it would be beneficial for us to peek back in and at least say our goodbyes,
Probably
or
not.
do you think it maybe? Well, I know your feelings on this, Zoth. Do you think that we should just immediately head out now?
Makar, who lagged behind
Okay.
the rest of them, walks up to you and goes, "I think it probably best for you to leave for the time being, as sad as it is for me to say. I wish to show you around my artifice hall, but it will have to wait for another time." He pats you on your shoulder.
I would say Alan will put a hand on his shoulder and say, as much as I wish these were not the circumstances, I do wholeheartedly agree. We will see each other again. I will be back.
"We shall indeed, and when you do, we will share our tales of our our
Indeed.
adventures."
And hey, watch out for that the sheriff looking thing, because I'm not sure if that is a sheriff.
"I will do my
Keep
best
your
to
eyes
intervene. I will not have someone poison the reputation of my friend who has recently returned from the dead." And he turns around and strides off in that very pompous, purposeful way that Alan he always had back at the academy when you were in the floating library. He had the same, like, the elbows were really key to his walk.
Of course.
All about the elbow.
And key to his dancing whenever he would dance, but that's another time.
And so you prepare to adventure towards the Avatar, Garlo, where you believe he is held trapped. And you know what that means. It means it's story time at the Wing Badger Tavern. We'll be right back.
Whoa, what a long intro.
Except we actually won't be right back because I didn't prepare the intro because we're away, but pretend I did because in the stream I'm going to put it in there, or in the podcast I'm going to put it in. We're
Water.
going to do it in post. So
Earth.
pretend we did the
Zinnia.
intro.
Fire.
Deep breath.
Air.
Laura.
Deep breath, count to
We
five.
have
Long ago.
We have the esteemed voice actress of that.
That's
intro
true.
in the
Will o'
chat
the
right
Wisp
now.
was that voice actress. And scene.
So
You journey away from Clan Trukta alone, Makar having been pulled back into the city to speak on your behalf with the steward, and also not feeling particularly at liberty to bring an escort of guards with him given the recent circumstances. The first challenge you face is to cross Misty Run, the river bordering the clan holdings, but in your cipher truck this is no trouble at all. You've got two different ways to get across rivers. You've got a way to go right across the top of them with your ciphers, and you got a way to go right across the bottom of them with your ciphers. So which magical way do you use to cross the river?
we should
How lo-
drift. We should do donuts in the river.
How wide is the river?
It's about 40 shins.
Okay.
I
say we
support-
just go over top.
Honestly, I think we should go under because I kind of want to stress test that feature.
Alrighty.
And this is this is just a shallow river. We drive across the top. It's just gonna be whoop across the top. No biggie. But
That's fair. I do
kinda
believe
wanna
this
see what
is
it's
this is a nice controlled environment to test that in. That way we can be confident in the future if we do need to use it in an environment where it's the only way to escape a situation.
Can
Remind
we
me,
still
are you-
drift it?
I want to, yes.
Remind me, are you still are you having Rotate pull the cart, or are you having it drive itself?
I thought we were having it drive itself.
That's fine. I just wanted to know
Right?
which configuration you were in.
Yeah.
Okay, great.
Yeah.
Because that affects how many ciphers I deduct at the end of this episode. So your cart, as anticipated, you are able to, you put some wingle digits into a little button, and then all of you stand around it, and Alan excitedly pushes the button, and it glows bright orange, and you feel it in your ears. Your ears pop as the cipher truck pressurizes, and sure enough, it rolls right down and across the bottom of the water, and you can breathe just fine. You're sitting in the back, you're playing cards around a table, it's no big deal, and then it rolls up the other side.
Can Alan look at Fox about halfway into the river and kind of give him a smile and crank the steering wheel, and if there's an e-brake, can he pull it and see if he can drift into the water?
Roll
An e-brake.
Roll animal
Does the
handling with disadvantage to drift underwater.
Oh,
Does the
dang.
cipher truck have an e-brake?
It does now.
It manifests with the will of drifting.
With disadvantage,
You don't
say?
need an e-brake when you've got family.
Disadvantage is still 19, baby.
Dude.
Wow.
You do such sick
What?
donuts that you kick up a tornado of like dirt and dust on the riverbed that
Let's
like
go.
rises up, and it like nobody else could see it because it's underwater, but it looks dope. And you like
we
do
have
this sick drift, man.
Did any fish give us like a cool like eyebrow? Like, wow, they're crazy.
No,
That's
but a
awesome.
turtle goes by and tips his hat to you. It's just like,
Nice.
A
dude.
turtle's wearing a hat underwater.
Yes,
Yes.
this turtle is.
High-fiving Owlin. High-fiving Owlin.
Let's go.
Yeah.
And then it's like
So
the
while they're
slowest
doing
donut
this-
ever. Also, because you're underwater, so it's like.
While they're doing this, Jeb is going to open the trap door in the bottom.
Okay,
Ooh.
the
Just see if it
trapdoor in the
works.
bottom functions as an airlock, and so when you open it, as long
Yeah.
as the one beneath it is still shut, like there are 2 doors there, and the one beneath it holds, it's sealed, there's no water coming in.
Right.
Oh, I thought there's 2. I guess. I guess there's one in the bottom, like in the floor, and then one underneath. Is there like a gap there?
Yeah, there's one in the floor, and there's about a 5 shin gap, and then there's the other one. So it's like set into the table. You know, you put that raised table in. So the hatch is like the tabletop, and then there's enough space in there for like even Alan could crouch in there. And then there's
Right.
one underneath it that you can open.
That's dope.
Okay.
I don't know our table turned into
So
that.
we've got a little smuggling compartment there
Yeah.
as well. Okay.
All right. All right. I respect it. Any other shenanigans on the riverbed before we continue with the adventure?
I think we're good.
All right. So
We're good.
Guys,
I'm satisfied.
your cipher.
I
ahead.
do not feel good about leaving her behind. That's like, I know she dipped that into the crowd and everything, but I kind of feel like we should have put a stop to that.
It is, I guess I did not consider that letting her stay in the town would perhaps introduce the Aboleth's influence into an area that it previously was not. But I guess we also have no way of knowing.
You also don't know if she was
Well-
with the Aboleth.
Mm.
We
I just need more of like letting word get back to wherever it came from.
Gotcha.
Well, I would like to think that they won't help. The clan won't help her. I think we've sowed enough seeds of doubt, and I honestly, I think solving the problem any other way probably would have made things worse for us. I mean,
I believe that is fair. I don't know if there was a way of discreetly dealing with her without suffering other accusations or repercussions from that.
Yeah.
If that makes
I
sense.
really think a bonk would have been best, but probably not the best outcome.
Probably
Yeah.
not.
I agree though.
As your
Definitely feels
conversation
like-
continues, your cipher truck climbs up the other side of the river, and you know, like kind of the wheels have some of the treads in them, like a tank tread would have, and so it kind of grinds its way out and pulls itself back onto the surface. You emerge from the mist that permanently rises from Misty Run River, and you find yourselves in the Northern Wilds. The Northern Wilds, at least at this point, are an inhospitable badland, hot sand and tough, viney plants that in some places grow as high as Alan's shoulders. It's tough going. For much of the journey, you have to have someone on the ground in front of your cart, cutting away the plants to make space for the cipher truck to pass through. The heat and humidity bear down like a physical weight upon you, and you get the sense that even an overnight rest will only benefit you in the way a short stop normally would until you pass out of these conditions. It's just too inhospitable of an environment.
Would a overnight rest gain the how does that actually
I'm saying long rests
mechanically
or
work?
short rests.
Even for things that are magical abilities that would happen after a long rest?
They are.
Dang. Alan will be sad and look back while he's chopping away the vines and say, I was really looking forward to that homunculus helping us
Hey.
out as soon as possible, but we may have to wait until we can rest easier.
Hey, Josh.
Stop talking, keep chopping.
Are plants counted as creatures?
Only animated plants. Otherwise, a plant is a plant. Like that's
These
a
are not
category
animated.
in D&D. So,
Okay.
even animated plants are technically plants, but I would give it to you as a creature. Okay.
Even if
I'm
they're in a
guessing-
Disney movie?
Yeah, even then. The
Okay.
heat and
Alright,
humidity
continue.
bear down like physical weight upon you. You get the sense that an overnight rest will only benefit you the way a short stop normally would until you pass out of these conditions. Each of you roll a d20 against your own AC. If the d20 that you rolled is higher than your AC or equal to it, The large, winged, many-eyed insects that live among the thorns deal a total of a d6 of damage across all your travels, which you can also roll yourselves, as they flit about, disturbed by your passage. At one point, a snake leaps out of the thorns and Owlin has to kill it, though it doesn't harm you because Owlin's, like, ready for it, you know? Yeah, just exactly like that sword motion you just made, Owlin. Just like that. He just makes his eyes go wide, and then he, like, jerks and cuts its head off. And then Voldemort's ready to be killed.
That was the last Horcrux.
Yeah. For 3 days, you navigate these Badlands, journeying ever more eastward. Several times, you hear the rumble of something large but distant moving. Sometimes it's like footsteps, sometimes it's more like a roar. And as the sun goes down on the 3rd day of your travels, you can see distantly the flats. By tomorrow, you'll be out of the sweltering Badlands and into the Quicksand Flats, where the vines and bugs are behind you, and only a few days remain before you reach the Eos Lore Foundation Tower. You stop for the night in a small dip in the ground, where there seems to be a natural space to park the cart, make a fire, and have just a small view of the stars above, even for Jeb, who is mostly shorter than like the vine canopy has been. What are we having for dinner? Do you want some campfire conversation? What's going on?
Could I have like foraged for berries and various
You can roll
natural
nature
foods?
to do that.
Yeah. I will do that.
What druids do best.
Hey Zoth, what'd you
Could it be
find out
survival?
there?
No, it's got to be nature for this one.
Okay.
I forget that you're not actually a druid.
Nope. I got an 11.
Okay, you are not able to find anything. They call them the Badlands for a reason. There's not much here.
There's nothing here, guys. Just these vines, really.
Rations again. I knew I should have bought food while in that bazaar.
I guess that would have been helpful.
So I didn't want to interrupt the conversation, but I broke away from you guys while we were at the bazaar and I bought some stuff. DM, I just bought a bunch of mundane things. Like it wasn't
figured.
anything fancy.
Yep.
But for some reason, I don't know why it possessed me, but apparently it worked out pretty well. I bought like 4 hunks of cheese.
Timmy and Tommy don't get any cheese.
I mean, I'm
I'll share my
smaller.
cheese with them.
I will present an alternative, which is that maybe you sent Timmy and Tommy on to Geim to meet up with your head office and be trained by Zal. They could have gone south along the river, like through Aspen.
Oh yeah, if we would have went back to the town, that would have been a good, because that was actually part of our plan to send them off and do that.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah.
That's why
Let's do that
originally
then,
I had
yeah.
thought that, but we never acknowledged it at the table. So chat just asked about it, and I was like,
Yeah.
I don't know. But that's what I thought we were going to do.
We have
Yeah,
officially
that was part of
announced
the original plan.
Yeah.
that is now what happened.
Yeah,
He's
they're
now
on their
canon.
way to home base.
Yep.
Cool.
Yeah, so Jeb
Um,
sits down and he pulls his little brown sack and he like flips through it. And he pulls out like a jug and like a hammer and he puts it in the jug, and he pulls out this little horn and he sticks it in the jug, and and then he pulls out like a couple blocks of cheese, just like cheese wedges, big cheese wedges, and he's like, I was gonna use them for a thing. I mean, I actually didn't have a plan. I just saw them and I was like, hey, I could probably use that. And so he hands a big hunk of cheese, as it's referred to in the equipment of the player's handbook, to each of the party members.
I was planning on, before we go to bed tonight, just checking in on the business and sending a short message. Did anyone have any specific things? Keep in mind, I only have 25 words.
No, I believe I'm good. And Owlin is absently holding his emerald that he got, and like has his glasses on and seems to be like adjusting them to like look at the emerald closely, and like has a couple of his tools out, and you see him kind of like tap on the emerald and kind of adjust its shape. I'm just very excited about building my first homunculus tomorrow. I think it's going to be very helpful, a very helpful little friend.
Yeah, I can't think of anything to ask him. I mean, yeah, it's not my sense, is it?
Maybe let him know that Timmy and Tommy's coming.
Yeah. What race
Good
are they?
idea.
They're both humans.
I believe they were human. Yes.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure they're human.
All right.
I mean,
can
you
do
guys all look the same to me.
that.
Got him.
I will say, I just to what extent does that mean? Do you mean that in like the friendly, like I don't see race kind of way, or do you literally mean that we all like kind of look the same to you? I'm very curious.
Well, I mean, it's same-ish. I mean, none of you guys have fur.
I guess in a sense that is true, but like for
You know, I mean,
example,
it's like some of you guys have pointy ears, some of you don't,
okay,
and it's like, you know, is that a thing? Is that not a thing? I don't know.
But what I believe, if I'm interpreting correctly, they're just not traits that you tend to pay attention to.
Yeah, not really, not really.
Interesting.
I mean, it's not
Fascinating,
you know,
actually.
I don't mean anything by it. It's
No,
not like
yeah.
I'm like, oh, well, he doesn't have fur, so I'm gonna think less about him. It's just like,
Oh,
oh yeah,
yeah,
they're one
I
of
didn't
the
assume
the
that.
tall, smooth skin guys.
I just think that's
So-
interesting.
Anyway, I'm gonna go eat the
Oh.
cheese. Anybody want to like try to melt some cheese? I'm trying to melt some cheese. All right, I'm
I
making a
got
meal out of
something
this.
else. Do we have any like water around here?
No, I mean, you have probably some water skins with you, but there's no natural water available.
Oh, okay. Well, I'll save this for later then. And Jeb puts a bar of soap back into his bag.
Were you intending to wash Zoth without his permission? I know he smells.
Oh,
it
I
a
was just
little
gonna
bit, but
offer it up. I mean, we've been stinking it up through the grass for a while,
This
man.
is
I mean,
true.
me too. I was just saying, you know, like that's hot and sweltering and all those nasty bugs. We got some adventure funk on us.
You know, I was
And
doing really good trying to enjoy my meal before you brought that up. You know, I was ignoring it. You know, now I can't eat. Now I can't eat.
Just roast your cheese like
Just-
you were
just
talking
shape-
about, and then you'll smell the cheese, and it'll be fine.
just shapeshift your nose away.
Zoth will stand up and just step away to send the message.
Okay.
I attempt to shapeshift my nose away.
There's-
While we all continue to argue and converse over the firelight.
Yeah. Zoth, you step a few steps away, just to maybe the edge of the firelight where it dances playfully behind you. Ahead of you stretches the dark expanse that is the kind of plant overgrowth, and you send your message.
Hey, yeah, checking in, seeing how everything is going. Also sending new recruits, 2 humans named Timmy and Tommy.
Hello. Things are well. I look forward to meeting Timmy and Tommy. Progress is steady.
I won't send anything back.
Okay.
That's good enough. And then I'll walk back. Yeah, says everything's going well. Progress is steady for him, so
Very
Nice.
company sounds
Nice. Looks like we-
ship shape.
Yeah, looks like we picked some good folks.
Very nice.
Was this place? What's this place called? Quicksand? Is there sandy something? What was that?
Do we have a
What did
map?
you say this place is called, Alan?
You don't have a map,
uh,
but Makar Pedrin has prepared you just a little bit for your journey, just with like a brief overview of the Northern Wilds. You are in the Badlands right now, and tomorrow you will enter the Quicksand Flats.
So about the Quicksand Flats, do we know anything about that place? Is it a dry place or is it
I
a
would say,
wet, mucky place?
Can Alan roll like history or something?
You don't need to roll anything for it.
Okay.
The Quicksand Flats are mostly barren, so like from a sense of overgrowth, like the vines and the thorns and the bugs are going to go away. They are very humid. They're less sweltering than here is. Like right now, it's like the heat itself has a weight. Like if you've ever been outside in like 80 degrees and 90% humidity or whatever, it's like that. This is not that bad, but it's still pretty humid. So we're probably talking 60, 70% humidity and, 70 to 80 degrees Fahrenheit. And the quicksand itself, it's almost like sand dunes, except that almost at random there are quicksands. And the reason that there is so much quicksand on these flats is that underneath them is a very intricate labyrinth of naturally formed caves that all manner of, monsters and beasts and things live in. But as their water sources travel, some of it seeps up through the cave walls, like through stalactites, and sort of creates the quicksand above it. And that's why it's so hard to distinguish from the rest, because the quicksand is underneath. So there's like a thin crust of actual sand, but as soon as your weight steps on it, it crushes into the quicksand beneath it. And that's what makes it so perilous.
Gotcha. So, we sprung the bill for the water walking. That should work on any sort of liquid surface. whether it's like oil or whether I even hear it like it works on lava, which is pretty awesome.
Quite interesting.
It only lasts for an hour, so we'll probably want somebody to like quick draw, hand on the button, ready to fire that off if we end up driving over any of that stuff.
That does seem.
Well,
I
it sounds
think
like
that-
we won't. Well, sorry, Alan, but it sounds like we don't even know where it will be.
Yes, that is correct. That's why just while we're in the flats, we will probably just have to like load it every hour. What Jeb was saying is like, just as soon as we get on the sand, it's just keep water walking enabled for as long as we need.
Well, I don't know if we can afford to keep it on the entire time. That's going to be quite a bit. But maybe if we like load it and then get ready to press the
I
button, and if we
see,
feel
I
ourselves
see.
thinking, then we could fire it off, and it's
Immediately
good for
fire
an
it.
hour, and then we could like, yeah.
That
Or,
makes
I mean,
sense.
I just like it would be obviously safer if we just kept it on the entire time, but I don't know if we can afford that because
fair.
that's
How much is it
like
each
that's
cast,
per
Josh?
hour.
Let me double check before I lie to you.
I mean, because it's probably going to be a couple days travel.
Hey, if your lies are going to be under the actual amount, I'll accept your lies.
No, my lies would be over. I think this is one of the higher level spells, but I don't want to be wrong about that, so I'm just checking.
We just descend into the labyrinth beforehand, and then we don't have to worry about it.
No, I do not believe that would be safe. I distinctly remember being told stories as a child about all manners of creatures that are present in those labyrinths. I don't think that's where we want to be.
Were they like
really?
children horror stories?
Yeah,
Water
like,
walk is 300 wingle digits per use. You had 1,000, you spent 300. We'll say another 50 for Jeb's various mundane things. Unless
another
Jeb,
60
if you
for
only
my
got like
thing.
a really small amount, then that's fine.
No, it would have been like 5 for my mundane things.
Okay, so we'll just lump yours
like
in with
most
the
of the
60
stuff
for
was like
Alan.
a silver.
Yeah, we'll lump yours in with Alan's, then we won't add any cost for that. So you're
Okay.
probably down to like 600 wingle digits, we'll call
So
it.
we have 2 uses.
We have 2 uses of water walk.
Oh, 2 uses. Sorry, I can't.
So yes, then it is much better to use it only when we feel necessary. Yes,
Probably
okay.
best to just try to drive around.
There's
where we
sadly there's
can.
no way to visually distinct, like
Unless we could find a way to test the ground ahead of us or something like that. I mean, and that would be worth it because it's going to save us 300
We
wingle
could throw
digits
a
every time
stick.
we do that successfully. We
I,
could. Oh,
Oh,
I got it.
I also got it.
Okay, you got it first.
Well, after we rest tonight, I will be able to build a homunculus servant, which my idea is to, and let me think for a moment whether they would be able to do this.
My mind was going exactly where
Yes.
yours was going. With my little guy.
Well,
Mine will last 8 hours.
mine
but it
lasts-
just cost me a spell slot.
Mine lasts indefinitely once I build it.
But if he falls,
But if you lose him,
He can fly.
Can
Ooh.
the flying might There would be a question about whether flying would get him out of quicksand or not.
This is fair. I
Um,
believe what I could do is have my homunculus servant consistently flying and carrying something that it could drag across the ground to feel out.
well, we could just cut off a large vine chunk.
Perhaps. Yeah.
Zoth,
And if that provokes any sinking of that sort, then like perhaps a large vine chunk with a rock tied to it or something.
Yes,
That it could
awesome.
drag and then create that could be essentially our warning system ahead. It only has a flying speed of 30 feet, however, so we would be moving slower than we normally would in our cipher truck. But I believe that safety is probably worth it.
Yes.
Yeah, probably worth it.
well,
Yes,
I was going to ask you
Yeah, I'm cool with you doing that if you want to do that.
which one do
Yeah,
you vote
that's
for,
cool.
but it sounds like we've already voted. So never mind.
And I have a design idea in my head for how this homunculus could look and function that I think would work well for the situation.
Or we
So,
could just get a rock instead of having to cut the vine.
I mean,
Uh,
I've got rope.
well, I mean that either way.
Yeah. We can find something, surely.
Cool. Well, anyway, sweet. I need to rest in order to do that, so we need to take our long rest now. But in the morning we could be on our journey.
Oh, can we
Alright.
take a long rest now though?
I thought we were just outside the forest. If that was it, or we
It was
just, can we take a long
it was
rest
the
now?
Badlands that prevented you from taking a long
Badlands.
rest.
Okay.
You're still in the northern
okay.
wilds, but this part is no longer. It was the heat that was preventing you from
Yeah,
resting.
I got
that's what I
gotcha.
thought.
sort of like a
Gotcha,
constant heat
okay.
exhaustion. So yeah, here you
Cool.
have a long rest now.
Cool.
Cool.
And as you turn in
Nice.
for the night for your long rest, you hear closer than before that loud thumping something. It's kind of hard to distinguish whether it's footsteps or a roar, but something is out there. And it doesn't seem to sleep. Like it's making noise now. It made noise during the day. And you hear that. It doesn't actually approach you. The next morning comes around.
Which directions are coming from?
From where you are, it's just echoing across the plains, like because you're kind of nestled underneath. So the sound is, I mean, it sounds a little bit like it's coming from behind you, but sound would hit the vines and then bounce back at you. So like it would sound that way even if it was coming from the other side.
Not to worry until it's closer.
So the next morning
Guess we
comes
should be on our
along,
guard.
and as you are now resting outside the Badlands themselves, the heat is no longer quite so scorching. However, it is humid, and so as Alan sets to work, you are still, dripping sweat. You haven't seen rain since you left Udril 4 days ago, and you don't see, there are no clouds in the sky. It's that sort of barren wasteland sky.
Yeah.
Alan, tell me about your homunculus.
Alan will get out the emerald again, set it down in front of him, have his kit out, and as he begins to work on it, it looks as though, like as he's working on the gem, like pieces of metal are like spawning on it. Like he's like got his like little hammer out and his like wrench out and stuff, and like he's like doing stuff, and like materials are magically appearing that are like being added, like formed around the gem. And as that's happening, it's like a chrome color matching the cipher truck, and there's these little green emerald highlights with it, like, you know, speckles kind of within the creature. And as it slowly forms, it looks like it's like something with 3 legs but also wings. It's got like a kind of a short snout, and it is a winged badger that is made of chrome and emerald. And it's a small creature. It's like the size of an actual badger. And Josh, I assume you can pretty easily pull up a homunculus stat block. It's the same for any homunculus.
Yeah, I can do that.
It's I mean, just so you
I
can
think
reference
you
it.
can
I
get
have it open
inspiration
too.
for that.
Yeah, I have it.
But yep, it's like it's just a small creature. I need to roll its hit dice, so I know how much HP mine in particular has. It looks like it's 1 plus my intelligence modifier plus my artificer level as a number of hit die. But anyway, yeah, it can fly with its little winged badger wings, and it's immune to poison damage, and it can do a little like claw attack. But it's mostly like helpful for like situations like we're in right now, where it can kind of do things. And then in combat, I can like control it on my turn, basically. Which like it's like essentially its turn is right after my turn, no matter what in combat.
Cool.
But yeah, it's just a little guy, and by doing that, I no longer like my javelin no longer returns to me anymore. That function has been left from it, but I still have the enhanced spell focus on my classes.
Cool.
So, yeah,
How big is it?
I believe it's a tiny construct actually. It's not just small; it's tiny. So, there you go.
Well, I just want to say, guys, if you need help, I will be inside the cart. Preferably, I don't think there's anything I really need to help with. So, bye.
He's having his diva moment. He's
Yeah,
like, it's too hot.
It's too hot out here.
Yeah.
Okay. And so you set off. So you set off across the quicksand, the quicksand flats, I should say. And it's a rolling stretch, so it looks like sand dunes. But every now and then, your homunculus very cleverly comes across like, oh, there's some quicksand, and the rock starts to fall in. However, on one of those occasions, the rock does fall too far for the homunculus to pull it back out, and so the homunculus just lacks the strength to pull on it.
That's fair. It only has 4 strength.
Yeah. And so it's like, if it doesn't notice right away, it's like, oh yeah, I can't lift this anymore.
It makes little sounds like roar, 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 like that. So
that's exactly what it does.
No.
And as it's going, roar, 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 is anyone going to try and assist it? The way that'll work is you'll have to roll a save to get across the quicksand to the rock and then pull it out.
Oh, to assist the pulling the rock out.
Yeah.
I mean, for sure, Alan will go out and be like, there, hold on there, buddy, and then like kind of go out and try to pull the rock out.
Okay.
Zoth will try also.
To travel across the quicksand, I will need a.
Oh,
so
I need to get into the quicksand to get the rock out.
Yes.
I can't just like stand over it.
Exactly.
Ah.
So
Who's
in order.
nimble?
I have an idea.
Yes.
Can I do it? Can I do a thing?
Go for
Sure.
it.
Why have we stopped?
Would this so sand is just really small stones, right? It's like really tiny stones.
Okay.
I'm with
Okay.
you.
I'd like to use mold earth to just fuse like a 3-inch layer of this sand and just like stretch it out. I could do 5 square feet, so I presume I could do like, like a foot wide, and or like 2 feet wide, and like a good ways out to like make a stone plank that's like on top of it. I can essentially turn difficult terrain into not difficult terrain if you want to think about it mechanically.
I'm looking up sand to find out if it is in fact stone. And you're.
I mean, it's mold earth, so it does sand or dirt or stone. So
Sand, like if you're looking at like scientifically, sand is a lot of really small rocks. Like that is
I
what
mean,
it is.
Here at Wing Badger Gaming, we teach you the things you need to know in
Yeah.
life, such as what is sand?
5-minute geology with the Wing Badger crew.
important.
I would
Oh.
also defer to perhaps if Grubbug's still in the chat. I bet Grubbug would have a take on.
I also
this
have an
geology
alternative
question.
take on this.
No, it's fine.
If you want to determine that sand is not stone.
No, I already read about it. It's fine.
Okay.
Sand is quartz. Quartz is considered a man-made stone, but like that's fine. I'm over it. So you shape basically you're like ejecting the rock out, right? That's what you're doing. It's like popping it up and then leaving a little bridge there so it doesn't sink back down.
Yeah. Yep.
Yep. You do that thing. It works perfectly. You're able to get the cart around and the homunculus continues flying.
Let's go.
And it's not long as you, after that, sand is like unfriendly dirt, chat says. It's not long after you've kind
It's
of
rough and coarse and it gets everywhere.
Oh my gosh. It's not long after you solve this problem and you've now you have a system. It's like, okay, well, if it happens again, we just do that again. It's not long after you solve that problem that you come across something different. You come upon a pair of humans who are in great distress. They stand at the roof of a cave. You know how we talked about there being caves underneath? This cave has been uncovered. The roof is visible. So there's like a big hole in the ground, basically, and sand is kind of falling in. And inside it is a horse and a cart. Nothing fancy. It's the kind of beast and tool that a nomad might have and love and pass down their family for generations. And seeing you, one of them runs towards you. And something about him feels strangely like naive and innocent. Fox, what is it about this young man that makes him seem so sheltered?
Well, he seems to be wearing like clothes you would wear in a not so warm climate. He seems like a little dressed up for the occasion to be traveling. Overly worried, maybe, without any actions being taken. You know, like when you don't know what to do.
Yeah,
and
he's like a
it's
little
obvious
twitchy,
you don't know
like,
what to do.
Yeah, a little panicky maybe. So he
Yeah.
runs up to you and he's got like, he's kind of nervous and he's shifting from foot to foot as he looks at you and I'm Rex and this is my brother Sasha and we were on our way home to the seaside when our horse Wilbur got spooked by, I don't know, some faraway beast roaring and he took off right over this cave and he fell in. Can you help us get him out? We're scared some kind of monster might get him down there.
Alan will like look back at the rest of the crew and kind of be like, their horse would be in definitely some danger down there. I believe that if we're able to safely stop, this would be a good opportunity to do some good here.
Insight check.
Okay, roll your insight check. I respect it. After the thing with Alex Greenvale.
Natural 1.
Natural 1. Seems legit.
You know, why are you out in the middle of? Do you live out here?
No, we had to travel to Fladena, which
Fox,
is
we don't have time for that, man. We got to go help. Come on, let's go. This is big. This is big Zoth energy.
oh, thank
These
you
guys
so
are
much.
important.
Thank you so
Can't
much.
you
And
see
Rex
his
leads you
clothes?
back to the lip of the cave.
All right. Well, I'm staying with the cart.
Yeah, Owlin will have the homunculus like patrol like kind of the exterior of like kind of the outer rim, like between the cart and the what we're doing.
Oh, I see.
Zoth
Basically,
will,
just to make sure they don't try anything shifty, like keep them
Yeah,
away from the
yeah.
cart. I got it.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So your homunculus does that. The rest of you,
we need to come up with a name for the homunculus sometime too. I'm realizing I don't like calling it the homunculus. Anyway,
the homie.
the homie.
Homie.
The other three of you walk up to the lip of this cave, and you can see it's a pretty significant fall. It's about 40 shins that this horse and cart fell, and the horse is lying. There is, there's some blood and stuff, like it's cut itself in the fall, and there are some like caves that stretch out away from it. Like this is a cave network. It's not an independent cave, so it's also, like you said, Alan, it's conceivable that there are some kind of beast or monster down there somewhere. With that said, there's not an easy way down. Like you're probably gonna have to use rope to get yourselves down, or find another creative way to get down there. So how do you want to approach this problem? Rex and Sasha are standing next to you. Like, is there anything we can do? What can we do to help?
How far down is the horse?
About 40 shins down.
Okay. Zoth would like to use Healing Word just to keep the horse alive and from dying.
Okay. What is the healing word of the day?
Bless.
All right. Oh, bless.
Bless.
So you do that, and the horse, although it is still like clearly not doing great, it stops like, kind of twitching and groaning and stuff. Like it's stabilized. It's just laying there and can't right itself. It probably has like a broken leg or something from the fall, so it can't stand up on its own.
Is there a rock up here to tie a rope to?
No, because this is all sand dunes. You could
Okay.
probably you could anchor something into the cave, like where the stone is. So if you were able to like wedge something in there, you could anchor it that way. That is real rock, but there's not like a boulder just sitting up there.
Okay.
I got you. And I'm gonna cast Mold Earth, and just shape the sand on the edge of the cave to go outwards like this pillar, like a little platform. And I'm just gonna write it down.
Oh, like an elevator. I mean, like an
Yeah.
elevation change machine.
Yeah.
Yeah, like an elevation change machine.
Do
Okay.
you want
Hey,
us with
guys.
you, Jeb?
Back when we were in the Underdark, it's kind of like that, but it just sticks out with the stone. And yeah, hop on.
I'd jump on.
Yep. So whoever's going, are you all going down? You all go down to the horse.
I'm not.
Alan will stay at the top.
Okay. Alan stays at the top. Jeb and Zoth go down to the horse. And so when you get down there, the cart is not fully broken, but one of the wheels has splintered. So like you'll have to find a way to prop it up to get it out. And then the horse itself has one broken leg, so that's why it can't stand. But it does seem like, the horse will live if you can splint it and heal it, and it's going to be okay. And Rex and Sasha, who are still up top, kind of anxiously standing next to Owlin, still, kind of twitchy and paralyzed by the peril. They don't know, what exactly to do. They're like, is there something we can do? What should we do? Meanwhile, the two of you are now down there with the horse. There are three different tunnels extending off of this cave. They just extend into the darkness, and so far you don't see or hear anything down them.
Zoth will tend to the horse.
Okay. You
Went
can
up its
roll.
leg.
You're trained with the healer's kits now, right? So are you doing
Yep.
magic, or are you using a healing kit?
I'll use a healer's kit.
Okay, and that's, I think, a medicine check, right?
Let me see.
You can figure out what it is. While you do, Jeb, are you doing anything in particular?
Yeah, I'm going to pull out a torch and light it and cast Tiny Servant on it and go and shoot some arms and legs onto it. So it's like this little walking fire-headed torch.
Okay.
And I'm gonna tell it, hey, just walk down that tunnel and just see if there's anything down there that we need to be worried about.
Okay. The torch. Yeah, I'll do it. And he walks down the tunnel away from you.
Josh.
Yes.
So healer's kit is you stabilize a creature that has 0 hit points without needing to make a medicine check, and then I have the feat that allows me to actually heal with it.
Cool. So tell me how much you heal the horse.
That creature regains 1 hit point, and as an action, you can spend 1 use of the healer's kit to tend to a creature, restore 1d6 plus 4 hit points to it, plus additional hit points equal to the creature's maximum number of hit die.
Okay, you do that. It's a horse. It has 1 hit die. So,
Okay.
that I mean, it's just a horse, man.
Yeah.
But you do that.
Just a horse.
Can
Yes.
Owlin go and like stand essentially above the cave cavern because he's still on the top level?
Yes, he can. Are you just trying to like make
Um,
sure you can see down? Is that what you're doing?
No, well, in a way, he's gonna stand above it, and then like he's gonna make sure that the torch is kind of like it's gotten like a little bit down ways and kind of try to stand above kind of where it's at, and then he's gonna cast fairy fire. So like he like once again like puts his hand like his fingers or his hands on his glasses and like he looks straight down, and it like casts this like fiery light, this fiery green light that will go down into the cave. It's a 20-foot cube, so like
Okay.
up, down, left, right.
Yep.
And any creature in the area that fails a dexterity save, obviously if like they want to be outlined, they will be then outlined in that green light. So like the goal is then like that we can always see where the like, and the light can be seen through walls as well. So like
Got it.
that we can see where the torch is, and then also if there's any bad guy creatures that failed the dexterity save in that 20-foot cube, we can see those as well.
Got it. So
So
you do
how-
that. There are no creatures down there that get outlined.
Okay.
But as you cast your spell, Rex, who is still like, really nervous and twitchy, but he looks over and he's like, was that magic? Did you do real magic? That's so cool. What is that? And he like comes over to you like, can you show me those glasses? That's so neat.
Well, I don't necessarily feel comfortable taking them off at the moment, but these are magical. That our goal here is to bring magic back to the world, as we can.
That's
and,
amazing.
in one small way at a time. Yes.
How did you?
Thank you.
He sees the band on your other arm and he kind of like swings around behind you to look at that one. He's like, the little anime kid who's like found something neat and he's like popping
Yeah.
his head all around it. He goes, Sasha, come look at this. And his brother Sasha comes over and they're like, this logo. What is this company?
This is our company that we've started. We are a dungeon delving company, but we also, do the dungeon delving so that we can afford to do work like this, where we help out people in need.
Wow, that's so cool, mister. Thank you so much for helping us.
Of course.
Down in the cave. So you've healed the horse a little bit. It still has a broken leg. Like you're not going to be able to unbreak the bone,
No.
but you can at least,
No.
it's got all its, its blood cell count up and, all that stuff is taken care of. It's just a matter of, it's still got a broken leg. So you're going to have to find a way to probably haul it out of the cave. Jeb, your
Yeah.
torch has run down the tunnel and not seen anything. And you've also seen Owlin's spell go in a different direction and not see anything. The torch is like, Shot, come back now.
Yeah, come on back and go down that other one.
All right, I'm coming. He, waddles back towards you, doot, very businesslike. As he gets back to like the main cavern, Owlin and Jeb, you both notice at the same time something has been anchored into the stone on like the corner that you went down from, so you couldn't see it because it was behind you, and the torchlight is now glinting off something metal that you can't fully understand. At the same time as Rex and Sasha try and shove Owlin into the hole. Owlin, make
no.
a acrobatics check to recover. This is basically a grapple. Acrobatics
No,
or
no.
athletics, your choice.
I was gonna say athletics is gonna be a lot more beneficial to myself personally. Dirty 20.
Okay. So you grapple with them as they try and shove you off the edge. You are now leaning back real far, and I'm going to give you one more check to maintain. The reason is that you tied with one of them, so I'm going to say the grapple engaged, but they couldn't shove you off because another one of them got a dirty 20. So you have one more check to
Gotcha.
escape. So another athletics, I'm assuming, from you.
After my
opposed by them.
combat turn, can I, before I roll my next opposement, can I have my homunculus do a diving claw attack on the one that's trying to grapple me?
Yeah, you can once we're through the like surprise round thing
Okay.
here. This is just to see if you fall, because really this is all one motion.
23.
23. You successfully recover barely. Like, he's way stronger than the little weak dude that you thought he was. But you're like,
Dang.
luckily you're a barbarian, and so you kind of like muscle yourself back up and like lock eyes with him. At the same time
Does
as
everyone else does everyone else know something's wrong?
no one has said anything yet, although Jeb has seen the metal thing.
Alan will shout, this is not what they think it is, what we think it is. These are bad guys.
I'm gonna pop my head out.
You
of
pop
the
your head out
carriage.
just in time to see Sasha, the one who failed his grapple with Owlin, pull out and hit a button, and a spring-loaded metal trap door swings shut over the cave roof. So Zoth and Jeb, you are plunged into darkness, which means nothing to either of you since you have dark vision. You are plunged into darkness with the horse that is down there. And Owlin is now, Fox, you also see Owlin is basically engaged in a grapple with Rex, the one of the brothers. And his
hell
homunculus
no.
is zooming over towards them.
Yeah,
How high up is this roof?
I'm
The roof is
zooming over
40
there.
shins high. And it's like a metal,
40 shins high.
steel trapdoor thing that they've shut.
I'm gonna pull my rapier out. I'm assuming they know I'm coming, but just in case they aren't that observant, I would like to try to run up behind one.
Okay, the one who is grappling Owlin is going to be the one you could flank. So if you wanted to just go for like the sneak attack, that's the one. The other one obviously knows you're coming and sees you.
Okay. Definitely run to flank.
Okay.
Is it doable in one turn? I don't know how far away we parked.
You are... Sure, you're within 30 feet. That's fine. You're within 30
Okay.
shins.
I'm going to pull out my rapier, hold it to this person's throat, trying to grapple with Owlin. And I'm like, freeze!
Okay. Roll intimidation with advantage, because Owlin also just like noped his way out of falling into a hole. Just like stood back up again.
That's how you deal with it. And with intimidation, that's a 16, sir.
Okay. Right away as you say freeze, he like throws his hands up and goes, "Look, man, I didn't want to do it. I was put up to it. It wasn't me." And at the same time, Sasha, who is, his brother, is also like, has surrender motions, hands up. Look, I didn't want to do it, man. It wasn't our choice. They came, they threatened us, and we just
shut it. Owlin, restrain the other one. You, unless you want your throat cut, will also put your hands behind your back.
He like very, very slowly, so as not to provoke you, is like, he's complying. He puts his hands behind his back really slowly and just like waits there.
And the one that Alan is restraining, I assume, is the one that had the button for the trap, correct?
No, Sasha's the other one you were not grappling.
No, I know.
I'm
I'm
restraining-
not restraining that one.
Okay,
Sasha.
great. So yes, then you go to
So-
restrain Sasha, and Sasha has the button that triggered the trap.
Sasha?
Alan will take the button,
Mm-hmm.
and
Alex,
he'll okay. He's gonna essentially put, I think, Sasha in a headlock with one arm, and then try to like look at the button and make sure there's nothing tricky on it before pressing it again to hopefully can he like investigate the button and make sure that there's
Sure, roll investigation.
nothing wrong with it. Okay.
Yeah, roll investigation.
I'm gonna tie the hands of I think this is Rex, right?
Yep. You tie Rex's hands.
And then I'm gonna kick him in the back of the leg so he's down on his knees, or preferably face first in the sand.
Okay.
22.
22. Okay, you
For the
investigate it, and
investigation.
it is a single button. The button appears to release a lock on something. So like this is a spring-loaded trap door where it like released a lock and the door swung shut. You're pretty confident that pushing it again won't do anything bad, but it also probably won't open the trap door again. Like the door is counterweighted and is probably just stuck now.
Gotcha, I guess. Alan will press the button again just to make sure.
Yeah, nothing happens.
Then he'll be like, okay, well, they must have some way of accessing down there in order to, I don't know, pillage, plunder, take their stuff.
Did
What?
we hear all of that, or is the door like soundproof?
The door's going
I'm
to muffle
assuming
their
you're
voices
down.
pretty heavily.
Yeah.
But we are about to cut down to the two of you, plunged into darkness. Boom, the thing shuts, except for your little torch dude. So little torch guy like runs up to you. You know, hey, I think I saw something swinging shut over your heads. The horse really was injured. Like that's not fake, and you've done a good job healing it. However, you hear as the thunk reverberates around you, you hear something begin skittering down the third tunnel, and it sounds pretty heavy, whatever it is.
Hey, Gem Man,
The
something's
one time,
coming.
Zoth. The one time I decided to trust people that there wasn't a trap. The one time, Zoth.
Hey, man,
and
the
Jeb's
horse
just like
needed
kicking the
our
dirt
help.
and the sand underneath him.
The horse needed us, man.
You're right. But it still needs help. Because now we all need help. I'm not mad at you. I'm just mad at them. And he's just...
Can you tunnel
pointing.
us out?
Yeah, I can't with the horse, though. Well, maybe, actually. And Jeb's just gonna, like, point blank hold his blunderbuss at the horse's head and just shoot it in the head. And it goes and shrinks down. He's gonna cast Reduce on it.
Okay.
Just pick him up. Let's go. And then I'm gonna like walk my way to the wall and see if I can mold earth my way like a tunnel up and out.
Zoth will carry the horse, the mini horse.
Okay.
The pony.
So okay, so
pony.
because it's a mini horse, this will work because you can only have 10 cubic feet of dirt manipulated at a time with mold earth, but because it's teeny, that'll
Right.
actually work out for you. It might not work for both of you now that I think about it. Well, no, because Jeb's also pretty tiny, so it's probably fine. You both are able to use the tunnel, so it's just slow going because you have to keep casting it. But you're able to
Yeah.
very slowly
It's
and
a
steadily.
cantrip.
Yeah, it's like the Minecraft stairs trick, you know, you're just like sort of digging
Yeah.
a straight line
Mhm.
up and at 45 degrees. So for the moment,
Yeah,
that's
you
what
never
you're
dig
doing.
straight up.
Behind you, you hear the like skittering getting louder, and in the torchlight, as it glints off the edge of the tunnel as you start going up your stairs, you see the hooked tail and barb of a giant scorpion as it comes rushing out of the tunnel towards you. We cut back above ground to where Fox and Owlin have restrained Sasha and Rex. You have Rex tied up, and you have Sasha is just held in a headlock while Owlin's holding the button.
Hey, Rex. Poke him in the back with the pointy end.
Ow, man, what? Yeah, what?
Wait, don't ow man me. You just tried to, for all I know, kill us.
I didn't try to... Look, man, I told you, I didn't even know what that button did, okay? This wasn't my idea.
Didn't know what the button did. You tried to push Alan in the hole. You knew the button was related to the hole.
I did know that, you're right, but I didn't know it was gonna, like, be metal and stuff. I don't know. I didn't know what it did. I just was trying not to die, man.
It was gonna be some wood, and then you die under some wood. I don't think the material of the anyway. How do we get down there?
I don't know, man. I didn't put it in, okay? We were
Who put you
literally
up to
going
this?
we were literally going home, and this giant dude who's covered in rocks comes out of nowhere and shoves our freaking horse into this hole and tells us that someone's going to come along and we need to find a way to get them into the hole and hit this button. That's what they said. And he said if we didn't, then he was going to leave our horse down there to die and he wasn't going to help us. And he said he was going to go back to our village and he was going to burn it down. And we believed him.
Does he even know where you're from?
You know, I don't know that answer. In the moment, I,
don't know
didn't
where
think to
you're
check.
from.
I told
can't
you we're
burn
from
down
the
your
seaside.
village. Okay, the seaside. Yeah, let me just go to the seaside. Oh, yeah, there's your village in the distance. Oh, wait, no, that's a dune. That's a dune.
No, that's actually Fladena. You're looking south. That's towards the mountains.
It doesn't that I don't know if that information quite matters at this moment. What I do care about is the fact that you do seem to know a bit more information about this than you're letting on from that story. As I don't think the material of the trapdoor necessarily is relevant. Like anyway, how do you get down? We would like to know.
I don't know, man. I don't know how to get down.
Can Alan roll insight?
Absolutely.
Where's my insight? There it is. 15.
There it is.
I like your insight
I was there
theme
for
song.
it, man. I was
that's good.
transported.
Yeah, that was a good insight theme song. Insight of 15. He really doesn't know a way down into the hole. As far as
Alan,
the rest
what
of
do you
his
think?
story, you're getting shaky vibes. Like, probably he's telling you something true to couch something that's a lie, but you're not sure which parts of the statement are the true ones and which parts are the lies.
I do not think he does not know legitimately how to get down there. I do believe that this is meant to be a death trap. However, I don't necessarily. Alan's obviously talking to Fox. I don't necessarily believe the first story, but I genuinely don't think he knows how to get down there.
Alan, I'm gonna give him a big wink. I think we do the company policy.
Yes, the company policy.
What's the company policy? Rex asks.
Well, people who we deemed evil and or tried to kill us for no apparent reason. I'm sorry. This is the best we can do in your situation. I'm gonna pull out my dagger.
What's your passive perception, Fox?
Passive perception?
Yeah.
Going 13.
It's a 13? Okay.
Yeah.
Carry on.
And while
you're gonna
Fox
have
is
to
doing
lose
this,
a leg.
Alan is slowly tightening his headlock, like just like flexing, but just like.
Okay.
You're gonna have to lose a leg. So,
you can't
unless
do that,
you
man.
tell us the truth, I'm sorry. It's company policy without the truth. So, I pull out my dagger and I press it firmly against his thigh.
Well, you would, but as you reach towards his thigh, his hands, which are somehow free of his manacles or his rope restraints that you tied on him, come around each side, and he uses the rope to try and like establish a grapple with you. He tries to loop it over your neck. Roll your athletics or acrobatics.
I'm gonna go. That's a 14.
He rolled a 16. He successfully loops the rope around your neck and enters a grapple with you, and you take 2 points of damage as he begins yanking on the rope and kind of pulls you off balance. He jumps to his feet and looks at Alan and he goes, "Let go of my brother." And he pulls the rope just in a way that doesn't damage you anymore, but he like pulls the rope around so that he's now holding Fox basically by his neck.
I'm gonna shake my head no subtly.
Hold on. Not Googling exactly how a spell works. 1 second.
Meanwhile, underground, the giant scorpion comes rushing out of its cave towards the two of you just as you begin entering your stairs to leave. What do? You have 1 round basically before it reaches you. It's going to take the dash action.
I'm gonna. Is it a big scorpion? Like, would it fit in our little boulder thing?
It is a giant scorpion, so it would probably not fit in the little tunnel, but its stinger by itself might. Like, it's probably got 30 feet of sting range. Not 30 feet, because that would include its body. About 10 feet of sting range past its own body.
So I'm gonna tell Jeb to keep going. I'm gonna like sort of stand and block the way, and I'm gonna cast Sanctuary on myself.
Ooh, okay. I'm Googling Sanctuary to make sure I don't forget the mechanics of that spell. Just a second.
You're good.
While you're Googling that, Jeb is going to follow Owlin's lead. He's going to mutter some
Jeb, wait, did they
harsh
see what was
words
happening?
under his breath.
Follow Alan's lead?
And sorry, I said Owlin, I meant Zoth.
Oh,
Gotcha.
okay.
You guys are both big. Maybe you all look the same. Sorry, I didn't know. It's dark in here. It's dark.
Consistent.
I can't see the color. I'm gonna use time compression, which gives me an extra action.
Okay.
And I'm going to double my speed at molding earth.
Cool. So you begin like really zooming upwards. You switch to your iron pickaxe instead of your stone one. And at the same time, Zoth casts Sanctuary on himself. The scorpion's going to try and make its attack for the next round. It needs to succeed on a wisdom save. What is your spell save DC? I bet it's higher than 6, so don't bother. The scorpion attempts to attack you, but it's like the stinger zooms towards you, and Zoth doesn't even flinch, and the stinger stops like 3 inches away from his face. It just like hits some invisible barrier and stops moving.
Sanctuary.
And it like it leans back and snaps its little claw things at you, but it's not able to attack. And we jump back to above ground where we have the standoff between a fox who's got a rope looped around his neck and Owlin who's holding Sasha in a headlock.
Okay, if Alan's holding Sasha in a headlock, does he get any sort of advantage on attacking Sasha with a sword?
No, but I won't give him disadvantage. Like, he's only using one hand, but I'm pretty sure he has a greatsword.
Yes.
But I won't impose disadvantage because you have him restrained. And restrained means attacks on the target automatically have advantage. So we'll have those cancel each other out, and it's just a normal attack where you're kind of clumsily trying to like get your greatsword in there.
Okay. Owlin is gonna be risky. And he's gonna it's an instantaneous spell, so he can do this quickly. He's going to cast Green Flame Blade on his greatsword and stab the bad guy that he has restrained right now.
Oh, okay. Go ahead and roll to hit.
Okay. Let us do that.
Let us do
Green
it.
Flame Blade is so strong.
Oh. An 11.
Oh my god.
Please, God.
Murder man.
Please.
You attack him, but the angle's weird, and you can't get enough leverage into the strike, and it just kind of glints off. What you realize is leather armor hidden underneath of his weird clothes that were covering him too much for the environment. It like kind of bounces off and doesn't really cut through and hit him
If
at
that
all.
would have hit, the cool thing that would have happened is that he would have stabbed that guy, and then a green fire would have jumped from that guy to the other guy and done 7 damage to him. But
It's too bad that didn't happen
anyway.
for you.
Dang it.
Seeing your attack,
It would have been 2 people at once, and it would have been super cool.
Anyway. Rex is going to kick Fox's knees out from under him and pull harder on the rope around his neck to try and, like, he's really trying to intimidate you into stopping. Fox, he's going to deal 3 points of damage to you as he begins, like,
Okay.
you're still not quite suffocating. And then I'm assuming you want to try to escape.
Yes.
Yeah, so roll your athletics, whichever you choose.
Well, actually, since he's holding the rope like piano wire to my neck, right?
Yeah, I
Like
mean, it's
just-
looped around your neck once, so it's actually, tied around your neck. But yes, he
All
is.
right.
Wait, we forgot about my homunculus.
That's true. Your homunculus is
Ooh.
zooming over too.
It's zoomed over by now, I assume.
Yeah,
It's been
that's what I'm
a
saying. It's
while.
there. Yep, it's around.
And can homunculus attack bad guy that has him restrained?
Sure. Have it
Okay.
roll to hit.
Okay.
I'll get you. Wow, wow, wow.
21.
21 to hit. That does hit. That successfully hits. Which
Let's
we'll use to
go.
give. You can. How about this? You can either do damage, or we can give Fox a second attempt to escape this round.
Not both.
No, not both.
It does. Okay, Fox. Would you rather have it do 10 damage or rather have another chance?
For 10 damage, yes.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know how strong these people are, so I don't want to kill them, but
Yeah, homunculus-
I
10
think it's
damage.
okay to kill them.
The homunculus zooms into him and just like headbutts him, like slams right into him, hits him in the shoulder. Oof! And it knocks
That's
him
max
back.
damage that my homunculus can do, by the way.
Look at him go.
Wow.
Yeah.
Look at him go.
Yeah.
Bless.
I'm going to take advantage of perhaps his moment of lapse to, instead of trying to like wiggle out, I'm just going to grab the dagger because he hasn't restrained my arms in any way. And try to shove it into his hand, grabbing one of the rope ends.
Okay. Go ahead and roll to hit with disadvantage because you're like choking still a little bit.
That's fair. Okay, that's fair. Okay, let's see how it is. That's a
okay.
10.
So you try to get the hit on him, but even with the homunculus flying into him, he knows enough to try and like, oh, I got to keep my hands away from your hands. You're holding a knife, and so he like kind of spins out of the way and yanks off to the side. The guy that
Ooh.
yes.
I will change my appearance.
Ooh. Well, you've taken an action this turn. Is that a free action for you? I think that's a full
I
round
was
action.
trying
for
to
you.
find that out.
Let's call it a full
You gonna
round
make your
action
nose
for
come
now.
back?
We'll come back to it later.
All right. Yep.
Alan, the person you're restraining, Sasha, is going to try to escape. So he's going to roll athletics to get away from you, and you're going to roll either athletics or acrobatics to keep him. Sir T-Sav, welcome with the raid. At that moment, 2 people come riding up towards you from the distance. I'm going to flip a coin to find out what side they're on. But 2 people come riding up towards you from the distance. You've got 2 rounds before they get there. What
I've
was
had a
your
24 on my athletics?
All right, he struggles, but you've really got him in the headlock. So you're like, no way, you're not getting away from this. And you maintain your headlock. In the distance,
Okay.
two people are coming towards you, and I know whose side they're on. We'll see in a couple rounds when they get there. Meanwhile, beneath the ground, Zothkug, you are
As
now
a friend, I'm
standing
not
face
gonna
to
figure-
Stinger with a giant scorpion, while Jebediah is one round away from making it to the surface. What do you do?
I'm just backing up slowly, keeping the sanctuary up. It's not even concentration, but I'm still just making sure it can't get past them, that I am the only thing between the Stinger and them.
Okay, the
You
scorpion's going to take
shall
one more
not
attack at you as you walk away, and then you're going to be out of range. So,
Yep.
the scorpion attacks you. It again does not pass its wisdom save, and so the stinger hits the invisible barrier you've conjured and is unable to hurt you. You successfully back away, and you escape the giant scorpion. It can't get to you. You're in too small of a tunnel. Above ground, Fox and Owlin, what are you doing? Well, let's start with Owlin. We'll keep it in the real order that we've been going.
Alan is once again gonna try to green flame blade. So he once again, like, green fire passes from his glasses to his sword, which he's gonna attempt to stab again. And that is math. 14.
14.
That
Okay.
is math.
You attack him, and again, he wriggles just out of range of you, and you're not able to get the hit. I
That's
promise I'm using a real
ridiculous.
stat block for these guys. It's not like I'm just making it up.
know. That's
Um,
ridiculous.
So it's hard to hit somebody with a two-handed sword that you only have one hand to use while you hold them in a headlock.
Well, I'm
like
not
that's
used to headlocking like this.
yeah,
That's
fair. I mean, on the other side, Rex is. Go ahead.
And then he hasn't done this yet. Well, no, it's only just two guys. It's fine.
only
Sorry,
two
I'm like
guys.
Alan's like debating between raging or not.
Forget Ulysses.
Forget
Your
Ulysses.
homunculus.
Oh yes,
Your homunculus.
Homunculus is also gonna attack
homie.
the guy that's holding
Holding Fox.
Fox, and that is
Homie's got my back.
Does 17 hit?
Nope.
17 doesn't hit.
No. It's the
Wow.
armor they're wearing.
That's dumb.
What?
So a 17 zooms towards him, but now he's kind of ready for it, and so he like steps out of the way, and it zooms a little bit past and turns around.
Wow. Okay. With that, I'm gonna go ahead and just cut the rope.
Okay,
Why am I trying to stab the man if I can just cut the rope?
sure. Make a sleight of hand check opposed to his dexterity save. He's going to try and weave it out of the way.
Okay.
Don't cut your throat.
Oh man, it's going to be close. He got a 22. What'd you get?
It's not close.
Oh, okay.
I got a 20. No, I got way below that.
Okay. So he's again able to like weave it out of the way, and now he's gonna try and go for like the knockout shot. He's gonna try and hit you across the back of the head, and like knock you out so he can go help his brother. He is unsuccessful. He tries to hit you, but you're also now squirming and moving around. So he keeps you restrained, but he doesn't hurt you at all.
Breakdancing.
It's
I'm
really tough to hit
breakdancing.
people who are grappled, it turns out, no matter what side you're on. So that happens, and again, the people in the distance are one round closer. At that moment in time, a hole appears in the ground between the two parties, and Jebediah Peppermint
There's a
comes up
frozen
with a
other
really
fucking
tiny
first.
horse, like in his hand, like a little miniature horse.
I thought Trevor had the mini horse.
Zoth is carrying the horse.
Oh, sorry. Okay, so it's just Jeb. Jeb just comes up and he's like muttering to himself. Jeb, you arrive
It's just like
and
the
you
hat
see.
comes up.
You arrive and you
What the
see a
heck?
standoff on each side of you. On one side, Owlin is grappling. He's got one of the brothers in a headlock. He's got Sasha in a headlock. And on the other side, Rex has a rope looped around Fox's throat. And the two of them are doing like a really weird dance, each of them trying to like hit the other one. But neither of them can quite pull it off.
Use some assistance, Jeb.
Listen to me now, you two. I will torch both of you alive. I will kill all four of you, and my friend will revive my friends.
Is
And
that
I pull
a
out Big Boy.
is that
and
a
I
bluff
load a
since he
spell
can
slot
only
in there,
revive
and I
one
just
of you?
Yeah. And so I start cranking it up with a lightning bolt, just like.
Hold on, Jeb. Let me try something.
You're one round behind him because you were. He
Oh.
got one round ahead of you while you
Oh.
faced off with the scorpion.
Okay, never
Jeb,
mind.
I'm
roll
gonna
in.
try and intimidate.
Yeah, roll that.
Well, intimidate or bluff, like whatever.
That's what I was wondering.
Your call.
If you're bluffing about it, you can choose. It's the same modifier, so it's really just whether you want to scare them into behaving or persuade them into behaving. Because bluff is really a persuasion.
I'm actually kind of thinking that Jeb doesn't know how many diamonds they bought. They just bought a bunch of diamonds.
Okay.
Like to help revive people.
So it's intimidation
and so,
then.
Like he probably thinks like, yeah.
Love that. Okay.
I don't think this is the right way to help me.
The Sasha, the one in Owlin's headlock, goes, dude, we should. Okay, man, I'll stop. And he stops struggling.
That's a 17, baby.
Yeah. He with his 6 is like, yeah, we gotta stop, man. They're gonna kill us. But Rex, the one who has Fox, is like, they don't mean it. It's a bluff. And he like pulls the rope again and continues like wrestling with Fox a little bit. This gets us to the next
I still
round.
have my action.
Oh, okay, yeah, you do.
I'm gonna let loose a lightning bolt on him and Fox.
Oh,
Okay.
shit.
You're gonna just lightning bolt them. Okay. What is the save for him to avoid it? Fox is restrained, so he automatically fails dexterity saves. He fails strength and dex saves.
That is a 14.
Okay. This is
Clarifying
and it's
question.
is it
If
dex
he-
that he's saving?
Yes.
Okay. He saves, so he only takes half damage. The way that that's going to work mechanically, since
All
Fox
right.
doesn't and he does, is he's going to let go of the rope restraining Fox to leap out of the way. So Fox gets hit by the
All right.
lightning bolt. He gets hit by half of it, I think, as he dives to the side and like gets out of the way. So talk to us about damage.
8d6.
8d6. Oof.
Oh,
Do you want to just roll them, Jeb?
Oh, I'm rolling them.
Okay, great.
I'm using an app.
Got it.
That's 33 lightning damage.
Oh,
Dang. Rip you, Fox.
Um. Uh,
is
so
Fox unconscious?
can we just talk about this real quick?
I swear to God, if I have to use a diamond right after I bought one.
Fox, are you dead?
So I'm in my negatives. I'm in the negatives. I'm
Okay.
not dead.
You're not like double your HP negative, right?
No.
Okay, yeah. So
You did how much? 33?
yeah.
I'm -5.
Okay, so you drop unconscious to the ground as Rex dives away and goes, "Dang it, he was serious." The 2 riders have now made it to your group as well. So they're going to enter. It is a hematician on a horse, and then there's a human on a horse. And
Or a
they
horse.
enter, and one of them, the hematician reaches down and just scoops up Rex and throws him on the back of the horse in one smooth motion. The other one rides towards Alan like he's going to trample you. Alan, what do you do?
Alan is bad at dexterity, so Alan.
Rage. Feel the rage.
Oh, I know what Alan's gonna do. Let me pull up my Coolio cantrip. My Coolio cantrip. Sorry, 1 second.
I love Coolio cantrips.
He will cast Sword Burst on himself, which is a cantrip that creates a circle of swords floating around me in a 5-foot radius, and any creature that like enters within 5 feet of me must succeed on a dexterity saving throw or take 1d6 of damage.
Okay.
So I assume the one he has in a headlock will need to take damage, and then if like when they get within 5 feet,
Okay.
that horse does.
So the one in the
Whatever.
headlock automatically fails dex throws, so he takes damage. I'll roll a d6
Okay.
for him real quick just to keep it moving. Okay. He takes 4 points of damage, and then the horse
Okay.
is going to enter your circle now. And he also failed. So the horse enters your circle, but it takes like a big gash along one leg,
I
which
got a
is
6 on damage for the horse.
nice, and that's enough to prevent it from trampling you. Like it just loses enough momentum. But they're going to together still try. The human reaches down to try and wrestle Sasha away from you. So you're opposing, whatever your grapple check you choose to use is. You're going to oppose them.
Okay.
They're going to try and yank him away. Ooh, and he rolled really well. He got a 24.
Oh, I got a 15.
I would
Okay.
like to use Chronal Shift to make him re-roll that.
Which one, Owlin or the other guy?
You said the other guy.
Do the other guy, because I got a 15, which is okay.
Yeah.
Okay, the other guy's
Yeah,
gonna
I
reroll.
was thinking the other guy.
Dude, I kid you not. The guy just got a nat 20.
Dang.
Yeah.
Oof.
So he reaches down and yanks his guy away as well. And they're both going to try and ride off into the night. You all obviously still have a turn to do, but they're kind of like, angling their horses like they're going to move off into the distance. Fox is unconscious. You are all present.
Something
they're trying to get
flavor-wise
away.
I forgot to say is that when he does the Circle of Blades spell, his glasses do like the anime cool guy flash. That's like
Of course they do.
Cool guys,
Yeah.
yeah.
That's a necessary part of the
Right.
cantrip, I think.
Yeah.
And
At
don't
what
forget
point
your
does Zoth
homunculus
come
can do
up?
things too. Zoth is up there
Oh,
now.
Homunculus is gonna
Okay.
dive for try to. Oh, I think Homunculus is gonna try. It doesn't have very good strength, but it's gonna try anyway. Gonna try to knock the guy off of the horse. The guy that I had in
Sure.
a headlock.
Yep, the human off the horse.
Would that be what would that be check wise?
Let's make it an attack first. So just roll to hit.
Okay, 19.
Okay, great. A 19 hits. So now just give him a strength, and I'll oppose it with another strength. We'll see who grabs, who's better at holding on.
I'm holding on.
I've got
Why
a
does
9
it
over
have
here.
Such bad
on
strength. Oh, good. I think we still have it. Let's look at that D20 again. That's a 17.
Yep.
I got
Nice.
a nat 20, but it's a -3 modifier.
So you hit the guy, and you knock him right off the horse. And so he and the guy he just tried to
Winged badger
rescue
charge.
flip backwards off the horse. It's like a momentum thing, like it just slams right into his chest,
Yeah.
and like the horse keeps going, and he kind of stops for a moment. It runs out from under him, and he falls onto the ground.
Nice. Got him.
The other horse. Well, yeah. What else is everyone else doing?
Zoth would like to gently set the miniature horse down and then go and use a healing kit on Fox.
Sure. You are able to successfully stabilize him without rolling a check. Fox is stable at 0 hit points. You'll need to heal him, or maybe you get 1 for that.
Yep.
I can't remember. But
I'm using a use, and he's gonna heal. What's your max hit die, Matt?
D8.
You are going to heal 5 plus 8 hit points.
Ooh.
13.
Okay, well, I'm at 8 hit points now.
there you go, buddy.
What?
No, you were stable at 0. When he stabilizes you, you're stable at 0.
So I get 13 on top of that.
Yeah.
Got you. All right. I'm back in it.
Jeb,
Can't
are
put
you
Fox out.
Oh, you did something, Jeb, didn't you?
Unless it's my turn again.
I think it is your turn again.
Sorry, Fox. I thought that was a magic missile. I put the wrong one in there. I can't see where the beans out here, man.
What? Why?
And now that the miniature horse is out here, how far away is the guy that I shot with the lightning bolt? That was him and the Hematician that were on a horse together.
Yeah. He and a Hematician.
And how far are they're still on the horse?
Yeah, they're still on the horse, and they're 10 feet past you. They're like turning, because he yanked the one guy
Okay.
away from Fox, and he's now.
I'm going to cast Reduce on the horse.
Does the horse have a save or anything? I don't remember.
I don't think so. Oh, I can double check.
Get reduced.
Get reduced, reused, and or recycled.
It can't. Yeah, if it is unwilling, it can make a Constitution saving throw.
These are trained horses that they're riding, so I would assume that makes it unwilling. Constitution save?
So you got to beat a 14.
All right.
Constitution save 14.
It got an 11. So these
I
guys
want to see
are
that
riding
tiny
off.
horse crushed by that Hematician.
Well, these guys are riding off, and the horse shrinks, and I think the momentum probably throws them a little bit further than where the horse is. So they probably don't crush it, but they do crush each other. Like, they land on the ground and go rolling, and it's weird, and, they kind of skid for a little ways.
Go roll on the ground. It's weird. One lands on top of the other. They look longingly into each other's eyes, but then they blush and turn away.
they start. I mean, they're going to use their turn to stand up. So they stand up, and now the Hematician and the human who entered the fray, they have both drawn weapons. The Hematician has drawn a warhammer, and the human has drawn 2 clubs, one in each hand, and they're standing off with you. And it's at this point that you notice
I'm
that
revving up another lightning bolt.
It's at this point that you notice that on the newcomers, the 2 newcomers, they each have a bandana tied around their neck, and embossed on the bandana is a logo of a rod breaking over an anvil.
Uh-huh. Of course.
Those
Every time.
tricky explicitives.
They are tricky. Do we
And
have?
explicatives.
Is it our turn? Our side's turn.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay. Owlin is gonna once again, probably maybe for the last time it seems, because it seems to be rapidly aging, produce the great axe of giant slaying. Step out in front, begin his rage.
His
And
rage.
his rage. So, his ethereal wings sprout, and he is gonna run at, I don't know, with the closest one, and he's gonna axe it. Just gonna hit him.
Sure.
My question.
Take out Mr. Toasty over there.
I'll take Mr. Toasty.
Okay.
Oh wait, you got Mr. Toasty, or Alan has Mr. Toasty?
We can both do them. You take Mr.
Okay, just
Toasty.
as long as Alan isn't gonna get in the way of your lightning bolt.
No, no, you're good.
Alan rushes at Mr.
As
Toasty.
he's like cranking it, it's like with another lightning bolt.
like,
He's like,
"Nah,
you're
you'll be
fine.
Nothing to worry about. This one's a magic missile.
For sure, this time.
Yeah, you rush towards Rex, who is Mr. Toasty, and
Okay.
you get to him and you swing to hit.
14.
14 doesn't hit him.
I would like to use my second chronal shift to help Owlin re-roll that.
Sure.
Let's go. 26.
That freaking hits him.
Yeah!
Whoa.
Okay. Sweet. Let me double check the damage. Okay. Boom. Boom. That is. How does that work? Right? That's it. Yeah. 12 damage. No, 14 damage because he's raging.
14 damage as you just slash across him, and you like surprise him so much with like the strength of your swing that he literally falls over again, like he's knocked back prone between the
And he's
lightning
not
bolt
dead?
no, he's not quite dead yet. He thinks he'll go for a walk. You slice right across him, and he like falls backwards, lands prone, but he's clearly like he's stunned, and he's also like clearly like hanging on to life by a thread.
Okay.
He's not well. He's very
after
pale.
the-
There's a lot of
after-
blood.
After the hit, Owlin will look up at the rest of the group that is like facing him, and he'll like in his rage, leave, or your party will suffer the same consequence. Intimidation, baby.
Yeah, sure. Roll intimidation with advantage. That's pretty horrifying.
Okay.
Weren't they trying to leave?
Yeah, I know, but like I want to keep just him.
We want justice.
Someone's got to answer.
He's aiming it at the rest of them, like not the
Yeah.
guy that he just cut down.
I'm
Okay.
rolling for them right now. Okay, the only save that's possibly going to matter is a 15.
Oh, okay, I see.
The other two rolled really low, 3 and a 5.
Well, Owlin got
Bum,
not as
bum,
well as I would like.
bum, bum.
That's 11. That's not that good.
Okay, so
Bum,
one of them
bum.
is not intimidated. It's the Hematician who like
Okay.
looks at you and goes, "Make
Of
me."
course it is.
But the others turn and like they just sprint off. They're out. They're
Okay.
done. They also, one of them like grabs a little mini horse on his way out. Like, "Come on, Billy!" Like they run off
Under
together.
his arm.
Yeah, like scoops it up
Oh.
under his arm.
How is he holding it?
Just like in one hand.
Specifically.
If you were to enlarge it, it would just pop out of his hand. He's not holding it in a way that it would explode him or anything like that.
So he
put it in
hasn't
its
put it
mouth.
over his neck like a shepherd.
No, as he ran by, he reached down with one hand and grabbed it over its back. So if it popped out, it would just kind of spring into existence and lift his arm up a little bit. It wouldn't hurt him. And they're hightailing it. They're headed south, like towards the mountains and stuff. The other one is nearly dead, so there's just
you
a
guys can
Hematition
still do
now.
stuff.
Yeah, are you guys gonna do anything?
Yeah.
Oh, is it our turn?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I will.
Yeah.
Yeah. Zoth wants to cast Hold Person on him.
The
which
Hematition or the nearly dead guy?
Hematition.
Okay. We've got Rex and a
Why?
Hematition now. That's what's left.
All right.
And his save is
Wisdom saving throw.
what's the DC to beat?
16.
Oh, he's
16.
definitely not going to beat that. He got an 8 on the die. So Hold Person hits him. So the Hematition goes, "Make me," and then is stuck.
Yep, he's paralyzed, and he gets a save at the end of each of his turns.
Cool.
But
So basically,
nothing
it's a
else will
round.
break it.
So all of you have one action, and then he won't take a turn, but he'll
restrain
get another
him.
save.
I'm gonna go restrain Rex.
Okay.
And this time double check those knots,
Okay.
making sure to kick him in the wherever he's cut.
Yeah,
Kick him there.
he's all beat up. You don't need to worry about him resisting at the moment.
Okay.
But you do restrain him, and you make sure the knots are really good. You're a rogue. You're good at knots, and you've been burned once. Like, you're not going to
It's
screw
just
this up.
like Pokemon. We had to beat him to lower health before the restraint would work.
Now,
D&D is
someone
just like
restrain the
Pokemon.
Hematition.
What do you say? Sorry.
I think only
someone
Jeb has an
restrain the
action left this
Hematition.
round.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna use mold earth and just like stone up around his legs.
Okay, the Hematition is a large creature. Oh, just his legs. You can do that. Sorry, I was thinking you were going to go for the neck like you did with the bandits. You can definitely encase his legs. So you encase his legs in stone, and it's just like before. It's like a little mini hill, like it just comes up to about his knees and is kind of locking him in place.
The homunculus isn't going to attack the Hematition yet. Well, because will an attack provoke a rolling of escaping the whole person or no?
No.
Not in the spell description.
Oh.
No,
Beat him up! Beat him up!
I was gonna say, I think the homunculus is
Right?
gonna beat him up while he has a chance.
Okay, roll to hit. It has advantage because he's restrained.
Paralyzed.
We got like a 23.
Yeah, it hits.
22.
Your homunculus rolls really high to hit.
It's
I wish for you that
because-
it did more damage.
No, it's because of my spellcasting modifier. I'm very intelligent.
Ooh.
Yes, I know. 5 damage.
Okay. It hits him for 5 damage. It just does the same thing, like flies into him, but he's paralyzed, so he doesn't like take the hit. It just like bounces off.
Okay. Yeah.
That brings us to his turn, which he obviously doesn't get, but he is going to roll his save to try and escape. Remind me, was that DC 14, Trevor? Wisdom of 14?
DC 16.
Okay, that's a nat 20 on the die, which he
No.
confirmed with another 20. And then he confirmed that. So if this were a combat move, that would represent a coup de grace. I'm going to say in this circumstance, because that doesn't make any sense for him to get a coup de grace, that he snaps out in time to try and reach out and hit your homunculus. So he breaks the paralysis and gets like an opportunity attack as the homunculus pulls back. He rolls to hit. He gets a 13. How does that do against its AC?
Let me look. AC of... Where is it?
Can I petition the DM to use different dice for now on? Just
AC is 13.
13, attacker wins in a tie. So he is able to hit the homunculus, and this is literally just a punch out of thin air. And he punches it for 4 points of damage, which I think is not quite enough to kill it, but it's
No.
just,
I actually am... let me roll these 2d4 and then we'll see. Hold on. 7 plus 8, so it has 11 hit points total.
okay, so now it has 7
Okay.
because he
there you
hits
go.
it for 4. So he just punches
Is the
at it.
stone still around his feet?
Yeah, the stone is still around his feet, although on his next turn, I'll let him use an action to try and wrench his feet out of the stone. We'll see if he can pull it off or not. But he's now like active and unparalyzed again, and he kind of roars at you. it's your turn. You can do whatever.
Yeah. Yep.
I mean, unless anyone else has any better ideas, Alan's gonna double attack him because he's raging.
I'll let Alan
I'm not
go
gonna.
first.
Yeah, I'm not gonna get in the way of that.
Okay.
You hit him both times. He's standing still. Just roll damage.
Oh, cool.
This is a raging barbarian attacking a target who can't like get out of the way. You hit him.
16 damage first time.
Okay.
What is that? That's 6 plus 4 is 10. 12 damage the second time.
12 damage the second time. You like 2 really good slices. You feel like his
Alan just sprints at him like, and once again, he's in, and I'm in, and I've been reading a lot of manga recently. He sprints at him and just like does like the quick like whoosh, whoosh with the
like motion lines are
the
cutting
great axe.
across you.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, you do, and you get the sense that like the natural stone on his skin is making your sword less effective than it could be. But you see him like, he's getting a little pale and he's starting to seem pretty woozy. You get the idea that he's probably more than a third, or less than a third of his life force remaining. Is anyone else going to take an action before it's his turn again?
I'm going to cast Hand of Coal on him.
Okay. That's a strength save.
Yeah.
He rolled a 16.
I'm not sure if that's affected by him being... Is he considered restrained or grappled by the stuff around his feet? Like,
That's
would
a
that
great
give him
question.
Disadvantage?
Yeah, I didn't think about that. Let's call it disadvantage. I'll roll for him again. So he got a 16 on the first roll, and on the second one he got a 14. What's the save for him to beat?
14 is my save.
You're the attacker. Attacker wins in a tie.
Oh, okay. Nice.
Yep. This is the second time that we've been like, oh no, Wash it. Oh no, wait, and Wash gets it. Yes.
Yeah.
So you
It's
do
always a
successfully. Is it you shoving him or grabbing him? What's the hand doing?
It grabs onto him, so he is restrained as well by it.
Okay.
And he's going to take 9 bludgeoning damage from the hand.
Okay. As it like compresses on him.
Make strength saves in the future to break out of it.
Cool. Zoth, you doing anything?
Could I hand Fox my rope and say, can you tie him up?
All right. Well, you sit on this one. All right. I'll go tie him up though.
Okay.
While that
All right.
development happens, Alan will send his homunculus to help Zothka guard the other one instead of attacking the...
Never
Fox.
tied up a rock person? What are these people called again?
Hematicians, you're correct.
Fox, as you
Hematation?
walk over to tie him up, you notice with your keen roguish eyes that within the hand of Cole, where his hands are pinned against his sides, he is reaching for a cipher at his belt. You can have 1 dexterity save to interrupt him.
Oh.
If this is a new round, I get to crush him again. I get to do that every round with the hand.
Nice.
Dexterity save?
Yep.
Okay. Are we talking like, do I have to roll above a 20?
No, a 20 is probably enough.
Well, I did it anyway. I got a 22.
Okay, so you reach down and you grab his hand just as it's about to compress on the cipher, and you're like, now you're basically holding, you're like holding back his thumb or whatever, like he can't quite close the loop on this cipher. You can still tie him up, but to like keep his hand off, you're gonna have to roll sleight of hand with disadvantage to like you're also holding his hand away to try and tie him up and restrain him.
No, I pull my dagger out.
Oh, okay.
And I will slowly start cutting into either the index finger or pinky, however his hand is oriented, whichever one's first.
Okay.
I'm making it clear.
Take the cipher.
Sending a message. I'm upset.
You start sending the message and cutting into his thumb, and eventually he stops struggling, but he like turns and locks his eyes on you, and he goes, "Magic is not for the elites," and then slams his thumb across your dagger, cutting it off to hit the cipher. And he hits the cipher, and you see 3 sort of pulses of magical energy fly out between the fingers of Hand of Cole, and they hit the guy that you had already restrained, and they knock him unconscious and into death saves.
Oh. Did it? Wait, what about the hematician? Is the hematician still good, or like what's he doing?
He cut his thumb off, and he's there. He's like really weak. But he's letting
Okay.
you restrain him. He's just like basically knocked out the other dude. The first one knocks him into death saves, and he's failed 2.
And what did
So,
he say?
from the other two
Magic
hits.
is not for the
Heal?
elites.
Yeah, he said magic is not for the elites.
Can
All
I heal
right.
the guy I'm guarding?
You can, yeah.
I'm gonna
I'm gonna use a healing word.
Okay, bless.
bless his heart.
Wow.
Oh,
He got
I
max
get it,
health back.
Alan.
He gets 9 health back.
Alan doesn't get it right now. But anyway,
I'll restrain him and then take away the cipher. Probably in reverse order.
Sure. You take away the cipher and restrain him. You now have them both restrained. The one guy is like, unconscious but stable. And the Hematician is restrained and very nearly dead. And combat has come to a close.
Do I get an extra crush during that turn?
Sure. He gets what, a strength save? Or I guess not. He's already restrained.
He takes 8 bludgeoning damage,
He passes unconscious.
and I don't know how many rounds you wanted that to be.
No, I mean he was only 7 hit points remaining, so he passes unconscious. At the
Will just
8th
use a
point.
medicine check to try and stabilize him.
Sure, you
The
stabilize him as
Hematician?
well.
Okay.
All right, what are you gonna do with him? Combat has ended.
Well, what the just happened?
I don't know, man. We were just tending to a horse, then a giant scorpion came, and the roof caved in.
Oh,
and Deb
okay.
and I tunneled out.
So what
Are
I'm
we healing these
hearing-
guys, or are we letting them die? That's the first thing.
I feel like we need
Uh,
answers.
I would like information out of at least one of them.
I don't trust
Well,
the Hematician.
I mean,
I'm
Zoth, you can
saying-
get answers out of dead people, right?
I could speak with them. I don't think I can guarantee an answer.
Hmm. Well, like,
Let's
I think you only have like a couple seconds or something like that, right?
No, that's to revive them once they die. I can
No.
speak with them as long as they have a mouth. Their body has a mouth.
No. I'm talking about like these guys are dying.
Oh no, they're stable.
Like they're.
He's stabilized
they
them
are?
both at
Oh,
0
okay.
hit points. They're unconscious and stable.
Oh, okay. Sorry, guys, I can't see. This is. Is this what it's like for you guys underground? Because this is like painful. I can't. Like, especially when there's like no trees and there's just like sun everywhere. What the heck?
I am sure that is tough. One thing we should discuss though is how would we like to restrain them in the meantime, and then make sure that we can get information out of them, and then from there take care of them the way we need to.
Jeb, I got an awesome idea. All right, I think
Me too.
I read this in a book once. Okay, you can mold earth, right? So just like bury them up to their necks down into the dirt.
That's what I was thinking.
Hey!
I believe that is
So yeah, let's strip their gear off and put them in the ground.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Speaking
leave
of,
them like that.
what kind of armor does Rex have?
I never said we were going to leave them like that, Zoth. We just don't want them. I'm like, I point to the Hematician. Like, ropes ain't going to hold this dude. We
That's
need to
true.
talk to them.
Yeah.
Rex has on leather-studded armor with steel plates woven into it, and there's a little tab by the collar where you can put in some wingle
Does it check?
digits.
Oh, I'm taking that off of him.
Oh.
I'm taking that. These boys have some good equipment. It'd be a shame to bury it in the dirt.
Well, that means they have a financial backer.
I mean, they do.
Financial, you say? I search the pockets.
Aren't they with the Bright World Company?
There's no money, but
Yeah.
well, I guess wingle digits are money. So you find 20 wingle digits on Rex.
Ooh, look what I found.
Very helpful.
How long does reduce last, Wash?
It's like a minute.
Oh, okay. So the horse we saved is back up.
Yeah, it's back to horse size.
Oh yeah, I can only have it up once, so I dropped it on him when I cast it on
Oh,
the other
okay.
one.
Cool.
Well,
Well, let's. Do we want to slap them awake?
no. Let's.
Once they're buried.
I'm gonna.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, and I'll just mold earth and just them down into the ground, and I'll like turn it into stone around them, so it's not sand. It's just like they're they're like set in concrete, a
Yeah.
concrete plug sunk into the sand.
I got you. So you do that, and it happens.
And then we get them.
You know what? We don't have to rush this. All right.
Uh,
What time of day is it?
it is time of day
Late
for
afternoon.
us to get this going. I
We
would
could
say.
we could make some supper. You know, we could.
I don't think it is best for us to stay in
Let's-
the Quicksand Flats. What are these?
Yeah.
Yeah. I think we should.
Okay.
Let's try talking to them first, and if they're disagreeable, maybe dinner will make them.
Maybe they're willing to
loosen their
reform and
lips a
become
little.
our employees.
I don't
There's
know if
that
these ones
too.
will.
Why do you say that?
I think one of them seemed pretty radical.
Yeah, these seem
Oh, yeah?
to be radicalized rather
Did
than
you
just
talk to
common
them?
bandits. Well,
like-
He
we
said
will-
a sentence
we
to
will
me
Like
learn
this
that.
wily
time.
with their words?
let's talk to him.
Let's talk to him.
Okay. I
And
mean, that's
having
good to
just-
know. We were underground.
Okay,
True.
go ahead.
Oh no, I mean, what were you gonna say, Josh?
It's okay. I changed my mind. Go ahead.
With what?
Oh.
With waking them up and talking to
So
them.
yeah,
Okay, we wake them up.
Yeah, you slap them
we
awake.
wake him up.
They're up.
Yep.
Yeah,
What do they
Pop
do?
up.
Do they say anything?
they just look at you.
Well, Rex, let's start with you. Do you want to head that story from the top? This time, without the lies.
I got nothing to say to you.
Hmm.
Alan
Anybody
will
else?
kick sand in his face. As soon as he spits out some of it, he kicks it again.
Oh wait, Fox sees the fun in this. Fox is doing this too, just
Yeah.
kicking sand in his face.
And he's spitting it back at him.
Hematishan. What about you? You got anything to say?
It's only a matter of time before all of this comes down around you. I got nothing to say.
Hmm.
Mm.
Oh, this is unfortunate. You know, I think we were looking for some sort of redemption, like a reasoning.
do we
I mean,
look like elites?
Yeah, no, I don't know where they're getting this from. Where are you getting your information from?
I'm not.
Anyone who
Yeah,
wants
that's
to
what I'm
put magic
saying.
back in the hands of the specific elite caste is our problem. That's the whole problem with magic. I said stuff. Shoot.
Well, I believe if you're following my logic here, you seem to be supporters of Wingle Digits. Then I assume, like Wingle Digits being the only form of magic that is
A fair, evenly
Carrie?
accessible source of magic? Yes.
interesting that you would say that.
yeah.
If you follow my logic here, Wingle Digits are as well as being a form of magic, they're also a form of currency. If that is correct, right?
He just stares at you, waiting for you to go on.
As a form of currency, it would be circulated as currency is. As if we look at the economics of how gold, silver, platinum, and such have been circulating in Urada for this past age, you would see that circulation is not evenly accessible. In fact, it would be probably more even when it comes to benefit, or more even when it comes to benefits if it were just magic. If only certain people have access to magic naturally through birth, that doesn't select based on class, based on wealth, based on means. That is
Like
selected
me.
almost entirely randomly, especially in the cases of born magic, yes, such as our friend Zoth here. However, those things are entirely what currency is based on, at least once it has been circulating in the market for long enough. Now, in this way, also early adopters of these coins could be like not as much from means if you do this, if you do this correctly. However, from what I've seen, you're not doing this correctly. I have mostly only seen middle class to wealthy people having the large amounts of this currency. While it is somewhat accessible to the lower class, it is similar to gold and such that like they will only have these smaller amounts that are only usable so much, and they will run out quickly.
Bitten hot fire.
It's all that to say, you are supporting elitism much more in the long term by turning magic into a currency rather than something that is randomly selected through birth or through education. That part's a little bit. I do get that part. That is a little bit iffy. But the birth part of it is, yeah. Anyway.
I just learned mine from reading a book.
See?
Then
The
kill
god
me and
chose
do your
me.
best to undo it. He spits out some more sand.
I don't think we're going to get much from these guys, at least without wasting our time for a long time. That is my assumption. As someone, I wasn't an interrogator when I was in the military. However, I did have associates and colleagues that were.
I could take my hand at it.
I mean, you could. I think it may be an overnight affair, I would guess. But I don't know if we should be willing to put more effort of it into it than that.
Well, how about this? I think this is a good compromise because I know Zoth is not going to sit well with this. How about we leave them here, but I will give them a sip of water before we leave and a little bit of rations right in front of their face. They can choose to eat it if they want.
I think that's worse than just killing them, man.
Two people ran away from this. They might come back.
It's
Other
fair.
people might come along.
I think Zoth just said that it's better to kill him. Is that what you said, Zoth?
I think it's more merciful than sitting in a hole for what, like 3 days you can go without water?
You know what? This is their
We
fate.
could always-
Democracy. What do you guys want? You two down in there.
I mean, we could always just give him to the Scorpion and give him a fair fight.
You
That's-
can kill
that's
us
an
however
idea.
you want, but we're dead already.
See, that's fair. I believe
That's
that.
actually
Wait, what do you
incorrect.
mean you're dead already?
No, that's incorrect. You're in fact alive. We in fact stopped you from being dead. You were wrong.
Are you saying if we just let you go now, you'd be dead?
Oh yeah,
Why?
because we failed.
That sounds like elitism for your superiors.
We could offer you a different path.
Zoth.
Nah.
I don't think we want these guys in our, like, those other bandits were just kind of goofy and bumbling. No offense to them, but they have potential. These guys, I think, are too radicalized. I hate to be this guy, and it's been a while since I had to think this way. However, I do think that the most efficient way to move on from this situation will be to decapitate them right now.
I suppose so.
Uh,
If they wish, if they've accepted their fate, then they've accepted their fate.
I don't know.
Zoth
I
will
like
just-
leaving
just
their fate up
walk
to
off.
random.
You
Okay.
guys decide. I will have no part.
Either
I've said my piece.
I don't-
Either killing them now or just leaving them here. I'm fine with either.
I don't feel good about killing him. That makes me feel like that guy up on the tower, and that just doesn't sit well with me.
Yeah. Jeb gets me.
We can just leave them.
He says as his body is charred from the lightning bolt.
yeah, Jeb gets me.
And we can just leave them. I'm fine with that, as long as I think we should just continue on to the Avatar. Like, that's...
Well, I will do what I said I will do. And I will offer a water skin to each if they accept it, and leave rations, whether or not they accept it,
Sure.
directly in front of their faces.
Each of them accepts. And so
well,
you carry on.
good luck.
Yep.
Hope you don't die. But honestly, I hope more that you don't ever cause any problems for other people. Let's get out of here.
And on
I'm
that
gonna,
note,
before we walk off,
Oh.
Oh.
I want to squat down in front of the human. Rex,
yeah,
your name is?
yeah.
And I'm just kind of like hunched over,
I'm
just
very
looking him right in the eyes. And I pat him on the head, and I said, "You got conviction. And I feel like what you believe in it wholeheartedly. And I know it's hard, but you might be wrong. You might be. you might be right. This world might be better off with Wingle Digits as the magic, but it's more than just about magic being in the hands of people. The avatars are going to die. And that's never happened before. And we don't know what's going to happen to this world if they die. And speaking of death, and I'm going to pull out the rod, the iron rod. And I'm going to bonk him on the head with it. And I'm going to say, unless we bring magic back, if you die, your soul will not go anywhere. You will cease to be forever. Now, if your plan is to do that, I'm going to offer you a very odd gift. And I don't like it, but you fought well, and I feel like it's only fair. And as I hold the rod out, I'm going to tell him that if I take your life now, your soul's going to move on. Because this provides a channel for your soul to leave. But if I walk away, and if you succeed, and eventually when you die, that's going to be it for you. So you got a couple options. You can dig yourself out of here. You seem like you're very resourceful. And you can traipse along on your merry crusade and bring back this great equalizing capitalistic, whatever. Or you can join us, in a manner of speaking. I don't want you anywhere near me. But there is a better goal of bringing magic back. If you don't like it being in the hands of elites, learn it and teach it to the common folk. That's an option too. But at least when people die, their souls aren't just going to vanish into oblivion. So, and I stand up and I say, do I put this away?
He just nods once.
All right. And I put it away. All right. Well, we're leaving. You guys are strong. You're capable. You're probably going to get out of here. And I wish you luck. And I hope I never see you again. And I walk off.
The barren sky reflects equally in barren eyes as they look back at you.
Alan, man, can you help me get the horse into the back of the truck?
Wait,
Into,
what?
into the back of the truck?
So you're telling me?
That note.
Yeah.
I mean, whatever. Can we fit it?
Does it fit?
No?
Oh.
No.
I'm just all right. So sorry. I'm imagining there's this
It's their
heart-to-heart
horse. Leave
deep,
them their
like,
horse.
Yeah, let's go.
episode finale. Jeb's is like chatting it up, and then in the background you just see Zoth trying to shove the horse through the back of the cart.
Alan just goes
It's
up
on
to
brand.
just goes up to Zoth and goes, we don't have time for this. We
It's
have
all
to
about
go.
leverage, man.
We can't afford to do this. We just need to go.
Matt, roll a
Pivot.
d4.
I'm rolling a d4.
Pivot.
I got a 1.
You got a 1. That's how many days go by before you make your way out of the Quicksand Flats. On the other end of the Quicksand Flats, you find yourselves now finally standing on green ground, plains grasses, prairie grasses kind of stretch off into the distance. And ahead of you is something pretty interesting. It's a gargantuan structure. It is stone and marble. It is huge, massive. It stands, 70, 80 shins high in front of you. And as you're looking at it, Alan, it's bittersweet because you're looking at the roof of the formerly floating library of the Eos Lore Foundation. Engraved into the roof is that fabled Gomteun saying. It says, Amplector procea, ventus polier. And then around it, from where it landed, there are different stones and plinths and things that have been smashed off the top, probably upon impact with the ground. And you can see engraved in them all of the runes of Gomteus. You know, there's a lightning bolt, and there's wind, and there's rain, and there's clouds for storms, and all these different pieces. And at the base of the tower is this massive crater that it's created. And a pile of rubble actually obscures your view of the base of the tower, where you know that Garlel, avatar of Gomteus, must be trapped within his own creation and nearer to death every moment. And it's clear that the only way to get to him is through the ruins of your old academy. And on that note, we turn yet another page in the adventures of Four Guys, Ventures, and Vibes. For our lovely podcast listeners, why don't we quickly introduce ourselves? We'll start at Matt and go down the line.
Hello, my name is Matt. I am playing the character Fox. I am a rogue changeling. And that's it.
Jake?
Hey, I'm Wash.
That's fine.
Oh, never mind. Hey, I'm Wash. Never mind, I'm not Wash. Hey, I'm Jake, and I play Owlin Woodrear, the Azamar Barbarian. I'm really excited about going into this library and learning about all my old stuff.
Hi, I'm Wash. I play Jebediah Peppermint, the gun wizard who fires spit and spits fire, and I am excited to dig.
Hello, I'm Trevor. I play Zothkug, the orc cleric who had a change of heart in recent times, and yeah, it's been pretty deep.
And I'm Josh, your Wing Badger Game Master. Thanks so much for joining us. Next week on Monday, we'll be live, maybe on Wash Brunello's channel, since I didn't talk to him about it first, for a tavern talk, because I will be driving home from my work trip, so I actually won't be there. It'll be the other guys. And until then, from all of us to you, a hearty GG's and a lovely GN. Bye, everybody.